nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast forward. I am the nigga, young dog. This high ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era baby, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted defeat. Back in the day, the rock had a violent freak. Different story now, they got no energy. New drugs got them slow with the hit unload. Out close and they don't dance no more. Block used to be jumping, top shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am the nigga, young dog. I bring it to your rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Crack out of pop, even dancing in the rain. Now they nodding off, shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga, young dog. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed that last video. That was pretty interesting. I put a little bit of effort and spin into it. I just happened to be looking in at a video for another stream. It was me walking into the migrant hotel. I think it was the Stewart Hotel right across from Madison Square Garden. And I was showing that one day we were on the stream, and then damn it, Bob, American man, weren't right there on the stream. And I said, ain't that about a bitch? Because I hadn't, I wasn't looking for that, but they just happened to be there. And, again, I've been dealing with black people for so long, and I've seen black people, fall out with other people and click up with other people, then they fall back in with the other person and things like that. And so when I saw all these things happening, 2-3 weeks ago, I said, well, you look at this. And, I saw how, people were, coalescing, I think that's the title that I put, coalescing around, I remember the title, but I'm not going to say it. And so then, when you saw Art come over here and, other than a couple of things that maybe I had said about him, there really was no issues that we had between each other. But black people, they like to create issues. And last night I played that clip from Cedric the Entertainer where he was saying, black people like to they like shit. They want some shit popping off. They hope shit is popping off. They show up at a comedy club or something like that, and they be like, I hope a motherfucker's in my seat or something like that. And and I think that a lot of people, and I don't know if that's how they intended to go about it. That's what they wanted their content to be, or that becomes very easy content for people. But I think that's kind of what happened there. And here is that clip of Cedric the Entertainer. Again, I played it last night, and here it is again for all of you to take a listen.
They hope things don't happen. They don't kind of hope no one's in our chairs. I hope no one's there. But black people, we wish. we very confrontational. We wish a motherfucker would. White people, they hope things don't happen. They don't kind of hope no one's in our chairs. I hope no one's there.
And that's very true. And I think what we saw was people like, they're here for the teas of the world. Nothing against her. The Roz girls of the world. They were kind of jumping in grown men business in a way, agitating things on, making react videos talking about me. Again, all those people have been here before. Roz and I, we've done live streams together. But here she was calling me a coon and shit like this. And, it's just all rather interesting. But nothing out of the unusual that for me, that I've seen many of these things. But for those of you that may not understand where these things are coming from, and you're wondering why did John keep pushing these issues and things like that. I think now you see it all now. I think you've seen it all. It all came full circle there with Art being on the show. Again, Bob has been up here. All these people were treated respectfully every time they come up here. I've been on their show. I've donated money to their show. I was up on his show. Yeah, I didn't call anyone any names, no bitches, no hoes, no nothing like that. But what else is interesting? Again, this is another one of those black things. You heard Art say, John is trying to steal NASA's. I don't even know, like, NASA's? And what would I do with her once I steal her? Like, what does she have that someone would be very desirous to lure away from somebody else? I don't know. I haven't watched enough for her to know. But for him to think that I'm trying to steal them away from you, does he own NASA's? Do they have a contract? But and again, I'm not criticizing art. I'm just pointing out the mindset here. He said I was trying to steal JP. Do they own JP? Is JP not free to go where he want to go? And again, and I think I also showed it again. I told you that people are very desirous of JP. He is the content in Black America. But what I also showed you, again, what I took it and said, look, when JP came up here, it was something I wanted. I wanted to have a conversation with him. I wanted a conversation with Brave and JP. I respect his time. He spent a lot of time up here. I'm not sure how long. I left it at one point. So from my standpoint, I said, hey, man, you're going to spend a lot of time up here. Time is money. I paid him what I thought it was worth because I want for something that I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted to have a conversation with him. But when I asked Art, I said, yo, did y'all at least break the man off something? One guy sent him $400 to you guys for JP to just hold the fort for 4 hours. And so I asked him, I said, well, did you break him off? He says, no. And a lot of other people that, JP says that, he mentioned Fatty, and I'm guessing there are other people that don't pay JP as well. Hell, he might not be on welfare. If some of those people could have gotten together and paid this man instead of them just benefiting off of him. Again, all the panels, you see JP everywhere he goes. No, now, I think, am I the only content creator that's ever given him something? Am I the only one? Imagine that. All these other people get up here and they allow him to be ridiculed for being on welfare while using him for content, for cash apps, for super chats. That's what Art admitted to. That we made money off JP. And he'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, I'm telling his same old welfare stories while everybody else is making money off him. That's very interesting. That in some sense, they have a vested interest in keeping him down on welfare so as to provide content for them. His content would clearly radically change if all these people that were using him were paying him. He wouldn't be talking about all this welfare, going to the pantries and stuff like that anymore. If they were all paying him, that's very interesting. And so, again, I'm the inaugural person that paid him, and JP is on his ball, on his game. Some of these other people are going to have to start paying him too. So that's going to be very interesting there. That thing on that thing. I mentioned yesterday, well, guys, if you didn't watch last night was very interesting. There was a Trayvon Martin discussion came up, and peers questions. I think LG, Vanta, a couple other people came up, and it was very interesting. My thoughts on it was that in a case like George Zimmerman, the closest person to him, his wife, had to be in support of him. So we had women on the panel last night that were against George Zimmerman. And so I asked the women, if that were your husband and he was out protecting your community, would you have been on his side or not? And I can't remember what they said. It'd be very interesting to go back and watch it. But I think it triggered a lot of the women. And I think that, and maybe we'll have a discussion about this later, but it really highlighted to me kind of the balancing of the scales between men and women as it relates to, things like this. A woman, if left alone on her own, she's more likely to side with a child or a minor or whatever. And she doesn't want to see any harm to that child or minor. And that's what we saw on display last night. And it was even at some point, they were saying that a 17-year-old boy 6 feet tall is harmless. And all the men were saying, no, hell, he's not. He can be very, very dangerous. And the women, no, he can't. That's just a child. He's a minor. And the men, on the other hand, was like, hell, when did Mike Tyson start fighting? 17? He started professional fighting at 17. And so a 17-year-old man can be very dangerous. Hell, in many countries in the world, a 17-year-old is fighting wars right now. Someone said they're motherly emotion. Yeah, I think so. But I think that motherly emotion has to be balanced with some kind of male aggression. Again, And maybe not even the necessarily male aggression, but the mindset of the, hey, everybody don't want to fight you, son. Right? That's what I would tell my son once he gets of age. Like, hey, you can fight a lot of people, and they may be ready to squabble up with you. But there's that one man that he just wants to avoid all fighting. And you may beat him damn near to death, and then he pulls out a knife and kills you, or pulls out a gun and shoots you. And it was very interesting last night, because on one hand, the women were kind of calling the men weak, but not recognizing how threatening a 17-year-old man can be. Hell, a lot of murders in this country are committed by 16, 17-year-old. And so, I think questions at one point was saying, I can see why the military is being called in, because you men don't want to squabble up with a 17-year-old. Well, if you take that one step further, in many of these cities, DC was the first. It was run by a woman. And in DC, for instance, and I told you that story, I had a man kick my front door in. And in DC, the law says if someone kicked your front door in, you must run out the back. So you can't just shoot them. Only a woman would create laws like that. Only a woman. Or only a government geared toward women and women's sentiment would create laws like that. Someone kicks in your door, and you got to run out the back door instead of harming that little baby, right? And the woman who never worked for anything that you paid for inside that house, she's saying, you can just go out and work hard and get that stuff over again. But don't harm this little baby, because he just want clothes and school clothes and stuff like that. And so I think it really highlighted the difference in men and women, and why men are needed as that counterbalance. Because a neighborhood full of women will be run over by 17-year-old kids, and I think that was highlighted on full display last night. Anyway, guys, I also mentioned I rode through the parks yesterday, all the federal parks. Well, not all, but many of the federal parks downtown. Anything west of like 20th Street, east of 20th Street. So DuPont Circle, I mentioned that last night. That's the park that the mayor of DC defiantly kept open during Pride. And then there was a couple of people shot there. So I mentioned that. So I rode through that park. And Trump has really added some New York type, Central Park type flair to all of the parks. And, I was saying that year after year, they used to have to redo the park, resod it, because the homeless people would piss, lay on the grass, have tents. The Department of the Interior would come in, redo the grass over and over and over again, because the city never paid much attention to the parks, just allowed it to go down like that. And so now Trump is taking a particular interest in the parks, and you can see the difference. It's like night and day. And again, it's one of those things that makes you wonder, why didn't previous administrations or even previous city governments take care of these things? And they are really being shown as how incompetent they are by Trump, just doing the very basic services of keeping the park clean. So it's very interesting. And so I say all that to say, I think I'm going to do a live stream from DuPont Circle today. What do you think about that? DuPont Circle. What do you think?
Nice. Just make sure you only interview women. It's crazy. It's crazy, John. So I don't know if you remember a time me telling you that the GA, right? It's a GA or district attorney from Boston. Anyways, this girl used to have her daughter go to the same school as my kid, and I look at this sister gal with an attitude, always mad, always angry, always bitter, always on some shit, taking the stop signs, almost hitting me. But anyways, this lady made a rule here in Massachusetts, right? Yeah. Where a law or a ruling or whatever, where you can steal less than $1,000 and not be persecuted.
Yeah, you've done that everywhere.
Ever since she did that shit here, right? In that span of the time that came a thing, right? There's a mall here called called
come on,
Bloomingdale's on Chestnut. That's where like the white people go, John. Okay, you got Gucci, Prada, Louis.
Come on, Lieutenant, bring it on. We got it. They got it. Go and tell it what happened.
Oh yeah. They went in there when they closed the shop, not when it was open. Okay, this is a mall. They burst through the doors and ransacked the place.
I tell you, man. I've started to look at these things a whole lot differently, and I think ultimately we're going to see some changes here. If someone steals your car today, that can really upset your life. You understand? Because
Your word and everything.
You could be driving for a living. You could be an Uber driver.
Yes, sir.
Right? That's like basically breaking in your house, right? At this point, like you can, and if I go in your house day before Christmas and steal all the toys and shit that you bought for your children, however much you work to buy that, I took a little bit of your life.
Yeah.
Right? You got to go make it right. And a man, I think, understands that in ways that women don't. Oftentimes, men are going to be some kind of provider. And I think that's what was highlighted last night. What's up, Universal?
What's up,
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, perfect. Yeah, man, that was fascinating last night. I think it really just highlighted the true gender divide that we have, and really, I think it's in worldviews and dynamics, and understanding the difference between masculine and feminine, and that's what happened. That we got 17 and down. I'll say 9 to 17-year-old boys causing havoc in damn near every urban community in this country, and some of the rural ones.
Well, why is that, Jones?
Well, regardless of who it is, they wanted to, consider him a minor and all those.
Yeah, that's a big nigga.
Can Jones answer that question though?
Yeah, I can answer your question. Well, the main reason for that is that they're heavily female influenced, and there's a gap in masculinity in all these communities. Period. That's it.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
University. And I asked both of the women because I remember that Trayvon trial closely, and I've been on trial. And one thing, when you're on trial is you want solidarity with the people around you. You know what I'm saying? You want your friends and your family to, be your supporter, particularly if you're innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't, because you're going to be second guessing yourself, stuff like that. And so I remember asking the women head questions. If George was your husband at the time, who would you have supported, Trayvon or your husband? And I put that in the context of what was going on in that neighborhood, and that people were getting dogs and alarm systems and baseball bats and guns to protect themselves from the crime. And so the woman clearly didn't go get a gun. George got the gun. It wasn't just for him, it was for both of them. And so which side would she have come down on? That would have been interesting, the women in that case, yeah.
I actually understand the female's perspective, but LG and Ponder's perspective. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I wouldn't expect anything less from women to have that internal motherly, fortune, right?
Yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm.
But back to your point, John, what it does highlight is that you have to have both to complement each other. That's the only way this is going to work. Yeah.
It's to balance each other out, really.
Balance. Yes.
Yeah. It's like scales. You can't go, if you have 70% women neighborhoods, well, it's going to reflect their sentiments and their mindset on things, right? Yep. If you got kind of 50-50, okay, now we're kind of balancing each other out, particularly if some of these men and women are in the same household. They have some of the same vested interests. And I think this is where things really are off.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely. There's one more element to this too. It extends beyond the home, John. Because the women influence, it goes to the teachers, it goes to the community leaders, the folks who are in the social service program. The women just carry everything, and then it gets into dating. So really, you don't have the
aspect of a boy.
The only place it doesn't show up is in the gang and clique culture. But it's still driven by that because I'm getting my bag up because I want pussy at the end of the day. So it's still driven by it at the end of the day. It's very fascinating.
Yo, I got to roll through a couple videos since y'all guys have brought this up. And Universal Latino, this one for you.
Can I say one thing?
1 second. This one for you, Universal Latino. This is for you right here, guys. This is for you. Who that is? Who that is? My baby mama.
That's Jayla Daniels' mother.
What you doing?
Jesus. Come on, man.
That's the first one, Universal. And you gonna see.
Yo, bro, I see Carmelo
Yes, man.
Anthony's mother in the Hall of Fame, whatever, and the way that lady was dressed, right? She took me back to like my grandmother, bro. I was like, damn, man, is Carmelo Anthony like my grandmother? Is Carmelo Anthony's mother like my grandmother? I haven't seen that shit, bro. It don't exist.
Universal, here's another one, guys. I want you to take a look at. Oh, this is good.
Girl, you better sit your behind down.
I set up a Soul Train line.
I did go to a child's house one time.
What's the blackest thing you've ever done as an educator?
Girl, you better sit your behind down.
I set up a Soul Train line.
I did go to a child's house one time, unannounced, because your child not doing what she's supposed to do. I came and sat on the couch.
My classroom rule was you cannot be ashy or dehydrated in here. Lotion and water bottles were my gift to them on the first day of school. I don't want you to be ashy because then you might get bullied, and that messes up your learning.
What's the
Those are
blackest
the
thing
first two guys. You want to comment on that before I get to the next one?
Go ahead, Latino, if you want to hop in first.
Bro, all I'm saying is, why can't we be real? Like, why can't we be authentic, bro? Like, why is it so hard to say that most of these policies today that we see in liberal blue cities, where these girls are getting beat up left to right, stabbed up, punched, kicked, thrown into tracks? Why don't we see, like, don't these women know that they voted for this type of shit with the whole sympathy?
Universal, what do you see right there?
That doesn't get connected for them. What I see right here is an adaptation to black kids who can't be in education spaces without this. Like the things that the answers to these questions are things they have to do to actually reach the kids. It's not even about education. It's all about behavior modification at this point.
See, I'm a bow up. I'm a knuckle up.
Yeah.
I'm a do a now.
Yeah, Imperious. This is live, Imperious.
It was either all women or feminine men.
Yes, but that's education. That's education.
Okay, well, listen to the conversation last night. Now try to overlay that with an aggressive young man in the school system. Hell, Trayvon went to school, didn't he? Right?
Yeah.
He did. Right? He went to school.
Girls that are teachers and females.
Abiola says $5. Tutsi genocide occurred from April 7th to July 19th, 1994 during the Rwandan Civil War over a span of 100 days. Only 100. You know, some of those wars, man, they can't win the fucking war. They just keep fighting each other forever and ever. Like, there's no nuclear weapon or big bomb they can drop on each other. They just keep fucking fighting, hacking each other. Laughing like second $5. America is slowly getting tired of degeneracy. Even a lot of black America. That's why you see more black moderates, conservatives. I still have hope. Man, I think that there are some hot button issues that a lot of blacks cannot get over. You know, they can be conservative maybe 95% of the way, but they're just, you know, there's always going to be something, you know, it could be George Floyd that, you know, that conservative black can't see through, you know, the propaganda or doesn't want to see through the propaganda. Or it could be Ahmaud Arbery or on the flip side, the sympathy for the Charlie Kirks or for that little baby, the Santiago baby that was killed down there in Georgia. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway,
Charlie, may I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. I guess not so much a question, but feedback. I don't understand. And I mean, there's something I can do, but that Trayvon Zimmerman situation, there's such a sensitivity amongst men when it comes to that particular situation.
Why do you think that is, Ponder?
You tell me. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I think part of it is because, and you know, I was talking to Be Brave about this. Like Zimmerman is a classic example of a man that don't want to fight. Trayvon is a classic example of a man that don't mind fighting, based upon what I know about him. And the men that don't want to fight, they just want to go through their world. Like, it's a chance encounter that they bump into the Trayvon, and it's not fair to ask Zimmerman, a man who's not inclined to fight Trayvon. And even though Trayvon, is younger than him, but Trayvon's old enough to do some damage to somebody. And it's just not fair. And I think from a man's perspective, to hear women saying, you lost the fight. Well, hell, there are a lot of 17-year-old men kicking ass in these inner cities. They walking around here deboing people. That's for sure.
And younger. So I guess my last night was the first time I discovered that there was a gender divide in this conversation. I was very involved in that Trayvon Martin case, but I was super pro black back then, so I was probably on the same side as LG and Ponder when my thinking back in that time. But last night was eye-opening.
No, you were
I
not.
couldn't believe it.
Respectfully, Universal. No, I think some of you. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'm sorry because there constantly seems to be like not adequately representing my position and trying to speak onto my position. It's not that I'm even pro Trayvon. And I'm definitely not pro Zimmerman. It's his behavior. It's his actions. His actions in regards to this situation, that you are the adult male, someone who is supposed to be an authority. You are supposed to be an authority up in this situation, given the fact that this is someone who is a minor.
Correct. And I think the case was, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue.
I appreciate that. And then you see how this man consistently behaved throughout this situation. Really, number one, why would there is no neighborhood watch. You're in your vehicle. This was not on your property. You can say that this was his HOA. This was not your home. It's not your home. You decided to involve yourself at the disobeying the direction or the advice of dispatch. We can state, well, you don't have to follow their advice. At the end of the day, you've disobeyed the advice of dispatch, and we have 911 dispatch for a reason. He made choices that made this situation far worse than it had to be. Moreover, when you're looking at someone who they themselves was unable to become a police officer, he was unable for his own failures to become law enforcement. This is just someone who is simply incapable of engaging in activity.
Sure.
And his refusal to follow direction, which would have been to his benefit, especially when you yourself have already failed when it comes to becoming law enforcement. So it's best to allow the appropriate parties who are not only trained, but are paid to handle this situation.
Hey, Ponder, let me ask you a question. I got it. Trayvon was being followed by, as was testified, a creepy cracker or something.
Excuse me?
According to court testimony, Trayvon was being followed, I think it was 90 seconds he was on the phone with Dee Dee. And he told her he was a creepy cracker.
Okay.
And at some point, she lost contact with him on the phone.
Okay.
Trayvon's phone was still operable when the police found him. Dee Dee's phone, clearly nothing happened to her phone. Why do you think no one called the police in those 90 seconds before the Zimmerman Trayvon conflict? No one
Somebody
called.
already did call the police. That
I'm
was
talking about Trayvon nor his girlfriend called the police.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think it would have been reasonable for him to say, "Hey, baby, call the police. Somebody following me"?
No, I don't know. I'm not going to assume what a 17. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think it's reasonable
No,
if someone?
I don't know. I'm not going to do hypotheticals. I'm just looking at what happened. What happened? That's all I want to, what directly happened. Because when it comes to their interaction, Trayvon and Zimmerman, we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know.
Let's see. But that's right. If you didn't watch the trial, you really don't know. But you have to use kind of your thinking cap
That's
here.
exactly, mommy. That's exactly.
Hold on.
Mommy, nobody knows what. Mommy, this is completely anonymous. I understand.
Hold on. At the
You're
time.
absolutely correct.
Hold on. At the
Yes,
time.
I know that. No, they're not, mommy.
Oh, sorry. At the time, Trayvon was, let's say, 6'1", 150. And we're just going to go by that. And Zimmerman was like 230, out of shape and fat. You know, fighting someone, it would be very, very difficult to get a man in a prone position in a very short order of time. Right? If you, would you guys?
You're right, mommy. You're right, mommy. You're right, mommy.
Ponder, your mic's still open.
Yeah. Your mic's still on.
Supply.
All right. So it would be very difficult to get a man pinned prone in a very short order of time. Would you agree? Unless you have some fighting ability, very, very difficult. Would you say that's fair? On his back, it'd be very difficult for a man to do that to another man if the other man had 50 pounds on him. Would you say that's fair? Universal Latino.
I would say so.
Right. And so what we had in the Zimmerman case was a man that had about 80 pounds, apparently on Trayvon, apparently pinned down. So you have to say, well, how did he get him pinned so quickly? Well, he broke his nose. Well, how did he break his nose? The odds are he didn't break it with one punch, right? Not with his own hand. So he probably used something. Well, what could he have used? Well, he went to the store and bought a canned drink. A canned drink can be pressurized. You take that canned drink, hit somebody, you can break that fucking nose real quick. He going down. That would be the quickest, fastest, most efficient way to get a man larger than your size down to the ground. If you use some kind of weapon. Trayvon had a weapon. The amount of damage that this young boy was able to do this man in very short order. You have to take that into account, I think,
I'm just here looking in the back, and Mike Tyson's been fighting from the age of 12, made his first debut at the age of 18 in the ring, fighting a man that was, I believe, 28 years older than him. 28, and he beat him up.
Wait, are you serious? Mike Tyson fought a man at 12? That was 28?
No, he started boxing at 12.
Oh, okay.
He got his first fight at 18 with a man that I believe was 25.
Damn. Yeah, I guess that would make, yeah. Yeah, I mean, a 17-year-old man, 17-year-old man can be very, very dangerous. Man, I hate the Universal left because I wanted to get him to come in as well on some of these clips. I saw some of these clips on Twitter, and I was just thinking about it from last night's conversation. And again, here's probably an inner city school system here being taught by women, and looks like at least one gay man there. So I thought that was rather interesting. And here's a couple more videos and clips I want to show you here. Get your thoughts on these. Give me 1 second. It's coming up. Yeah, I think I bookmarked a couple of these here. Here's the first one here. Oh, yeah. Somebody sent me this one. So this is nuts.
And while she was there, her baby father, his name is a woman from Chicago by the name of Romika Meeks, went to drop off her son at school. It was his first day of school. And while she was there, her baby father, his name is Carlos, he also showed up, which at first you think that's great. These two are not together, but at least they're coming together at the moment to support their son on his first day of school. Unfortunately, that wasn't a good thing because Romika had a restraining order against Carlos. So not only did he show up, he brought his new baby mother and their kid in the car with them. At some point, all these people get into an argument and things escalate from there. Some way, somehow, Carlos ends up putting Romika in a chokehold. And while he has this woman in a chokehold, his new baby mother walked up to her and shot her in the face. She died instantly on the spot.
What?
There's a video of this because apparently it was caught on Facebook Live. I'm not going to show it because there's another video where Romika's sister was crying and begging people to stop sharing the video of her sister laying on the floor. So it's the least we can do. A part of the video that's also pissing people off is when the cops were there, it took them way too long to put Carlos and his baby mother in handcuffs. You can see Carlos walking around with blood all over his hands, and his new baby mother threw the gun in the back seat of the car, and they were just sitting there way too relaxed.
I don't know what that matters, but that's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, bro. What the hell did I just listen to?
Bro, I got a video of it right here. Let's see.
Nah, bro. Whoa. Am I getting this straight? So the first baby mama's dropping her kid out in school. So the other new baby mama that's in the car was the one that shot the old baby mama?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, look, check this out. Here's the video of it.
We are here to support an amazing baby.
Anybody want a marker?
Hurt, sadness, and broken hearts are expressed on this board for 31-year-old Ramika Meeks Blackman.
I am broken. I am so broken.
Surrounded by family and overwhelmed by grief, Tina McMiller says she's heartbroken after losing her daughter to gun violence. Friday night, many gathered in Inglewood to remember a woman who was loved by many.
The love she showed everybody. Y'all showed it all.
On Monday, Meeks
Man, you see this shit.
Bro, you know how, John,
Blackman had just dropped off.
Yeah.
you know how many of those other kids that were there getting dropped off by their parents too are going to be traumatized now? Thanks to what these, oh my Lord.
Why they carrying a gun to school to drive baby off?
Bro, like this is the thing. Like, why, man, I don't know. These people always start shit and then always got to be looking over their shoulder type of shit, man.
I think some people, like if you bringing a gun to school, you drop your child off, you be looking for some bullshit.
Her son at school near Cermak Road and State Street when police say the victim was involved in a physical altercation with another person. The offender then took out a gun and fired it, hitting Meeks Blackman in the face. She was rushed to Stroger Hospital, where she died.
I ask that you give us strength. Give us strength, Father, for every one of us, because we're going to need it in this moment.
Hundreds of pink, white, and silver balloons sit outside of Inglewood STEM High School. Her mother said she was a kind,
The STEM high school.
loving, and sweet mother. Now she's left with raising her grandson.
I need y'all to pray for my baby. Yeah, we will. We got him. He has sat down. He don't want to be around nobody.
Chicago police say the person taken into custody after the fatal shooting has been released without charges. Her family is eagerly seeking justice. Ramika, also known as Big Meeks.
Did you hear that, Latino? Big Meek. I feel like I'm Big Meek.
Was soon released among thousands of other balloons. Reporting in Inglewood.
It's air pollution.
Inglewood where? Chicago or Inglewood, California?
Yeah, no, Inglewood, Chicago. The Inglewood always up to no good there. Inglewood. Always up to no good. Damn, let's see.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Like,
is this her?
Over a fucking argument, bro?
The mother of a woman shot and killed in the South Loop is speaking out for the first time about her daughter's death.
WGN's Jewel Hillary spoke with her, and she is in the South Loop now with more.
According to CPD, the person taken into custody for allegedly fatally shooting 31-year-old Ramika Meeks Blackman is released without charges.
What?
In the midst of her unbearable
They said released without charges.
What?
pain, Ramika's
No,
mom
rewind.
says she's eagerly seeking justice.
And Jewel Hillary.
According to CPD, the person taken into custody for allegedly fatally shooting 31-year-old Ramika Meeks Blackman is released without charges. In the midst of her unbearable pain, Ramika's mom says
Damn, it pays off to be
eagerly
black and a
seeking
female, I
justice.
guess.
I will.
Lord,
Lord have mercy, bro. See, that white woman
Group
that
with
works for the
Tina
NCAA,
McMiller's
whatever,
loved
she
ones
was on to
embraced her
something, John.
tightly
She
as
knew
they
it ahead
gathered
of
across
time.
the street from
She
the
knew it.
intersection of Cermak Road near State
Rachel
Street,
Dawes,
where
whatever
her
her name is.
31-year-old daughter,
Hold on,
Ramika Meeks Blackman, was fatally shot.
Man, I gotta go back to the head, man. Get out of my blue head, blue-fin dolphin.
Embraced her tightly as they gathered across the street from the intersection of
Man,
Cermak
Rick
Road
is
near
blue.
State Street, where her 31-year-old daughter, Ramika Meeks Blackman, was fatally shot Monday morning after dropping her son off at school.
We want justice.
Described as kind, sweet, loving, very supportive, and an amazing mom, Romika was working and studying to become a
My
nurse.
face is so surprised right now.
Yeah, she becoming a nurse.
Crazy, bro.
Before her death, police say a fight broke out. The suspect, who sources say Romika knew, allegedly pulled out a gun and shot Romika in the face, killing her, according to CPD.
My baby was dropping her baby off to school.
John.
It would hurt the most. I didn't get
More
my
the phone call. Yeah.
phone call.
I got a question. So they were arguing. They were both arguing. In what moment was it right for her to pull out that gun and shoot that lady just for arguing?
Well, I'm guessing that they're going to try to argue that maybe her boyfriend was at risk and she was shooting him to save the life of someone else. That's what I'm
How would
guessing.
he be at risk for arguing with a female?
Shit, I have no fucking idea. But the suspect was released though. Let me see if I can find out. Let me play the rest of the video, see if I can find out why the suspect was released.
Police say since Monday's arrest, the offender has been released without charges. They wouldn't share further details other than saying they can't comment on specifics of ongoing investigations.
The family is unaware of what the police are doing, so we can't answer those questions. What we would like is that justice come in the form of accountability.
As the family seeks justice, community organizers are putting pressure on lawmakers to ensure laws meant to help curb violence are effective. They're also challenging them to do more.
The state of Illinois, we're calling on them to open an office of civility. Civility has steps to be able to deal with the issue of violence.
Through her heartache, Tina is seeking strength to raise her 6-year-old grandson.
That's a hard man shoot to feel with the connection that was between him and his mama.
A balloon release ceremony in honor of Romika is scheduled for tonight at 7 at 68th and Normal. Reporting on the near south side, I'm Chua Hillary, WGN News.
Hold on. You know, I know who would have the information on this shit. If there's any back information, this is in Chicago, right? Let's see. This blog right here will have it right here. This is secondcitycop.blogspot.com. They will have it if it's, let's see. Chicago anti-violence worker sentenced to 22 years in prison for a string of violent carjackings. He shot one. 18-time convicted felon scaled a 10-floor building to burglarize an exclusive private home. Damn. See if it's in here about this girl. It may not be in here. Let's see. Romika. Damn. I was hoping it would have something about it. Guess not. Anyway. Damn, that's a crazy story though. Yeah, baby mama drama. Abiola $2. The only woman I had to disarm was a black woman. I got a video coming up about that shit right now. Right now, black woman pulled a gun out of man. Be Brave is here. Yo, Be Brave here is 70%. Yeah. Be Brave got to come up. You know, Be Brave said he's only going to be streaming one day a week, more or less now on Sundays, guys. So you got to check him out. Make sure you pop in there on Sundays when Be Brave stream.
Yo, this is off topic though, but I seen today. There's a website that if you put a description of a web page, how you want it built and certain things you want on it, it would do it for you. AI.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's always been
that shit's crazy.
I mean, there's always been templates for that stuff like that. Yo, check this out. I saw this. It probably is an old video. Check this. I get to the good part. Let me get to right here.
Where's this at? Here in America?
Yeah, I can't remember where. I'll look at it. But
I see 3 little kids, right?
Yeah. No way.
No way.
Yeah, boy. There you go, right there. And you know, man, you know, having the parents co-signing the children stealing, that's just kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing. Anyway, it's one of the videos that I saw over the week here. I'll share some more of them with you. Let's see what I have here. Yeah, I couldn't imagine going out with my child having her stealing, you know. It's football week coming up, man. I saw this clip of Jameis. You know, Jameis is now third string. Take a listen to this.
The decision to make
and the
Jackson
Browns are sitting out too. The fans.
One to understanding in the league and what you know you can do as a player.
Yeah,
what did you understand?
As a competitor, you know, you want to be the starter. But like I said, I prepare to be the starter. I know I'm a starter in this league, but my role, like I think you have to be able to be grateful for your role. My role right now is to assist Russ and Jackson in being the best that they can be, while preparing to be the best that I can be. So no matter if I'm 33 or whatever, like this is my first year being number 19. So it's always a first for everything. So I focus on what I would love. And what I would love is for this team to have success.
Man, that is a perfect textbook answer. He'll be in the league another 5-6 years talking like that. Don't even matter how he plays. You know, that attitude will get you a long way, bro. That's Jameis Winston, by the way, for those of you that don't know. He is a black quarterback, by the way, for those of you that...
Yeah, he is. And, I mean, aside from all the interceptions he threw, he had some seasons where I think he led the league in yards. But
well, he's never going to be the leader. He's never going to be...
No, of course not, dude. I mean,
never going to be a QB1.
I don't see that in him, dude. Like, I've seen the guy play in
there's
Tampa.
Hold on. There's a quarterback. I can't remember what his name. Maybe Josh McCown or somebody. Dude played like 15 years backup. He hardly ever played a game.
Mm-hmm.
He made probably $30, $40, $50 million. You know, because they pay a backup quarterback pretty well.
Yeah.
A number two for sure. And part of a number two is being prepared and having this response, this attitude. I want to see the team do well.
Yep.
I don't know if you heard that Shador is not even running the scout team.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, the fans are pushing the Cleveland Browns to start him because some of the fans are not even showing up to the games.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Keep talking on this.
That's crazy how, I mean, you know what? Give the fans what they want, because at the end of the day, bro, it's the fans that, you know, fill up the seats. So if these people want Shador, give them Shador, man. And if it don't work out, the only person that you can blame for not working out is Shador. So at the end of the day, I mean, you get rid of that aspect right there. But like I said, start Shador, man. Start him. I mean, what do you have to lose? It's Cleveland, for God's sakes. Just start.
Now, I heard that I had to play that because I thought that was it was something good coming from James. I think a lot of the young quarterbacks that hear his message saying is that they can take a lot from that. And, you know, even if they're not a number one, you can make a good life as a number two.
I love Jameis Winston's character. He's a funny guy, man.
Have you heard the latest Tom Brady clip? I think I sent it to Universal.
Which one? The one with he was sitting down with the white shirt on?
Now here's another one. Here's what it looks like. I can't.
Okay, that's a new one. Yeah,
I can't play this. I can't play it and show it to you, so I'll just play it in the background. Here's Tom Brady here. We can look football this morning.
You know, I always had this theory that quarterbacking should be easier now. You have personal coaching, 7-on-7 camps. I mean, guys like you and Drew Bledsoe and Troy Aikman have told me.
Guys, this is 5 minutes of pure quarterback excellence. Tom Brady's going to take over in just 1 minute.
I literally had 8 high school games a year. You know, you're like, I had 40 starts, including high school. Well, guys now have 10,000 snaps by the time they're 14 years old. So I've always said, as a sports commentator, I used to give guys 3 years. My argument now is Thanksgiving year 2, the GM, the coach, the coordinator need to go upstairs in a room privately, raise their hands, yes or no. And I don't care where you drafted him. I would give Caleb 11 more weeks. Caleb Williams, let's go upstairs. Is that fair? I know it sounds kind of harsh, but Thanksgiving, year 2, I believe quarterbacks, if the operations aren't there, he's not the guy. Is that too soon?
Yeah, but I would argue this. You're assuming that everybody knows how to develop a quarterback. You're assuming that you're going into a program. I mean, I'm telling you, this is not, there's a lot of people who have no idea what they're doing when they're tasked with coaching a quarterback or calling an offense. So are you saying, I mean, just like we rank quarterbacks 1 to 32, do you rank offensive coordinators 1 to 32? Do you rank quarterback coaches 1 to 32? Well, what if you had the 32nd ranked coordinator in someone's mind, or the 32nd ranked quarterback coach? How is he getting a level of development that the guy who's first is getting? When I got to the Patriots, I sat behind Drew, who was a franchise
Bro, you gotta listen to this shit. Universal, did you watch this? Did you hear this?
quarterback, right? In my second year, it's training camp. And we had a very good quarterback coach named Dick Rabine, and God rest his soul. Unfortunately, he passed away in training camp and of a heart attack. And it was a very difficult loss for our team. And the way that we found a way to continue on that season is Bill Belichick became more of a quarterback coach than we ever imagined him being a quarterback coach. He was obviously a head coach, very involved in defensive game planning, but he decided to come in every week and talk to the quarterbacks about coverage. All right, guys. And he would do these big write-ups, and I still have them all because I kept everything. Tom, this is cover 1. This is how they play it. This is who's responsible for who. Okay, if we line up in a bunch formation, this is how they're going to handle the bunch formation. This is why they do that. This is the weakness of that, why they do that. You shouldn't do this if that's just how they cover this. Okay, this is cover 2. This is how they cover. They play 2 variations of cover 2. When they're in this variation, this is what they're trying to stop. When they're in this variation, this is what they're trying to stop. Okay, this is cover 4. This is how this team uniquely plays cover 4. We shouldn't line up in this formation to try to run this concept. For 1 year, for actually more years beyond that, that's how I developed and learned, oh shit, defense calls a certain play. This is how we can put them in this formation and they can back the coverage off and I'll have a short throw underneath. Oh, great. I love that. Let's do that. Nobody's getting that type of development. So I learned from an offensive standpoint, watching Drew and having very good offensive coaches. Then I had a defensive coach, the best one of all time, teach me how to read defenses. Then I would go out and meet with player personnel people, who are very talented. Okay, we'd go through the entire defensive lineup. Okay, these are all the things that this defense does. This is what this player does well. This player does well. This player does well.
Stop it for 1 minute. Man, you guys hearing all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like people aren't just this focus, this discipline. Like, they may learn their offense. That's cool. They're not trying to learn the defense and all that. It's just not there. You know what I mean? And what you're saying is, levels to the game. And this man here really wanted it bad. And he's going to continue to say more. I mean, hey, this is like a microcosm of life here on the football field being played here. And he's going to get into that. You got to listen.
That's development. You're giving people knowledge and information that you could take to the field so that you could play with confidence and anticipation, and that would free you up to play a very aggressive style of football. So I'm saying, what if you're a quarterback and you go to a system and they don't teach you coverage? They don't teach you cover 1. They don't teach you cover 2. They don't teach you cover 4. They don't have personnel meetings. They give you an offensive game plan and they go, all right, buddy, here you go. Figure it out. And after Thanksgiving of your second year, they're going, man, this guy just can't play anymore. He stinks. He can't read coverage. It's like, dude, what did you teach him anything? Did you groom him? Did you spend time after practice? Did you work on the physical parts of his game? Did you work on his throwing mechanics? Did you work on his drops? Did you work on the mental parts of a game? Did you understand how to help him study film better? So all these aspects, physical part about football, the physical part is one aspect. Was 199th pick in the draft because so many people were focused on a physical skill. Tom Brady, too weak, couldn't stand in the pocket. If he gets hit, he's going to go down. Lacks a really strong arm. That was kind of bullshit. But what I really understood, the mental emotional part, I could bring a consistent competitive winning attitude to the game every day, or to practice and the games every single week. Mentally, I could absorb information. You could give me, just like Belichick did, pages of notes, and I could process those things and then take them to the field and play with the anticipation. So what I lacked for, maybe in a bit of physical development, I far exceeded a lot of other people in mental emotional development. And that's a hard thing to evaluate. But I'd also say there's not many people who even know what to do. You know, it's not like they're CEOs of businesses. A lot of times they're football coaches, with all due respect. They're not running large corporations.
Right.
You know, as Bill Parcells said, you know, they're PE coaches a lot of times that get elevated to, you know, coaching positions.
Any thoughts on that, Latino?
Yeah. That, man, it's wild, man. You got to know how to read defenses, man, because shit. I mean, you seen Tom Brady in his first 2 seasons. He wasn't the Tom Brady that he became in his last go ahead, man. I'm saying he had to work to be that person, not only on the game, not only through the game of being a quarterback, but being able to read defenses.
Well, I think he's also saying that he had the fundamentals, the mental, emotional ability. That was probably most important because all of them are physically able to play for the most part. But the ability, he also said, to process that information. He had to go a little bit above and beyond. He also had a good coach, which gave him a better foundation. But to learn the players, he probably couldn't have gotten away not doing that. He wouldn't have been Tom Brady, but he excelled. He went to the personnel people, talked to them. Tell me about this guy. Give me the scouting report on this guy. What does he do well? What doesn't he do well? And you got to really, really want it, bro.
Yeah, he was the one that spent the most time in the film room.
Right. When you run into people like that, they really, really want it. And if they had the mental chops, and assuming that everyone has more or less about the same physical skills, abilities, I mean, you're going to see that person excel. Here's Peyton Manning.
Oh, that's literally who I was talking about right now with my wife. I'm like,
here you go, Eli. I'm at quarterback right here. The receiver's on the left right there. This is you on the sideline, Eli. It's where you'd be if I was playing and we were on the same team. It's actually a tree. Don Coryell came up with the tree, right? The 0 route is a little 5-yard hitch, okay? The 1 route is a 5-yard quick out. The 2 route is the slant. The 3 route is what we just saw. That's a 10-yard out route. The 4 route, 12-yard hook. The 5, 15-yard comeback. The 6 route, 15-yard in route. The 7 route, the corner. The 8, the post, and the best route is the 9 route. There's a tree. It's a good way for young quarterbacks and receivers to get on the same page. I got a 3 route. I got a 10-yard out. I got a 4 route. It's called the route tree. You get it? Makes a lot of sense. Is there a 10? There is no 10 route, Eli. Don't screw this up, okay? This tree only has so many branches. It's like the giving tree, okay? Don't be the greedy kid in the giving tree that Shel Silverstein wrote about. Take these 9 routes. You can do variations off it, but these are the basic routes of all receivers.
What's a bang 8?
A bang 8, you're going to bang that post in there like a skinny post, but it's not on the actual tree. Just these routes are on this tree created by Don Coryell.
So if I want you to run a 4 route, I'd be like, all right, run a 4.
4. Oh. No, you run a 4. No, that's what you did. You did the 3 and 1 when you came to camp with me in the 7th grade. A 4, you do 4. A 7, you might do 4 and 3. You don't do 3 and 1 to add a 4. My
7,
gosh.
you don't do 5 and 2. You can do a 4 and 3.
Randy Moss can run every route on this tree.
And that's Peyton Manning talking about the complexity of the route tree of the wide receiver. It's just the wide receivers. He's not even talking about what coverage that he's facing. Tom Brady talked about the coverage. So you're seeing the complexity in the game there being shown by 2 old greats that talk about football like it's a science. and not, you know, just a skill set of being able to throw the ball. So I think you see the difference there.
Yeah. And Manny was so great at disguising audibles. What do I mean by that? He'll say a whole bunch of words and a whole bunch of shit and really not even change the play. And sometimes he will change the play and you wouldn't even notice because of what he does. It's nuts, bro.
Or Pate.
You know, a lot of players are not even allowed to call audibles today. And
Yeah,
so,
I know.
yeah,
It's either you call the play that the coach has been called and that's it. And you got to wait on it.
man, as a landlord, I saw this. I said, damn, they're going to tear up these people's house. Take a look. Shit is the fucking music in it. But you don't even need the music. I mean, I thought about this shit like, damn, they just tearing up a landlord's house. And this shit really happens, bro. People be fighting in their fucking house just like this, bro. Knocking doors off hinges. Tearing up the faucets. This kind of shit really, really happens. I saw this on Twitter. I don't know, just as a landlord video. anybody, y'all ever got to fight in your house? You ever got to fight in your house like that? As an adult?
That shit wild, man. but talking about changing plays, I noticed that game with Buffalo and Baltimore. I noticed that that Allen changed a couple plays with audibles. Maybe I think it was like 2 or 3 times, but I did not notice Baltimore doing audibles or changing any other plays.
Yeah, you know, Lamar
Very
probably. Yeah, I think Lamar's changing of plays is the read option. So it's either he handed the ball,
just to run.
So he's reading. I mean, you can you know, put some throws in there, fake handoff, you know, hit a deep route, something like that. But you know, it's a little bit more complex, man. You know, I saw this video, guys. Take a look at this. And we'll get back to some football in a second. Take a look at this.
Oh,
I mean, take a look.
I see him putting hands up. Like,
bro, like this man got a gun.
Like, bro, these motherfuckers be thinking they Superman.
Get your hands up. For real.
Shit's wild, bro. Oh man, you think that? Come on, bro.
Get on the ground. Wait till they show the other.
Get away from that motherfucking gun.
Wait till they show the other angle, bro. This shit is amazing.
Man, this is crazy.
When they show the other angle, bro, it's gonna blow your mind.
Get on the ground now.
Get that shit. Nigga,
get on the ground now.
Get that shit.
What the hell, man? Come on, man.
Get that shit.
I'll shoot you.
Get that shit.
Now, I want you to look at the cars right here. This is where the crash happened.
Yep.
The police car, I think, is over here. They done moved all the way up this far with the gun pointing at him. Like he just went back down.
No. Get that shit. No, don't shoot. Get that shit. Officer, chill.
Jesus Christ, man.
Get that shit.
Get on the ground.
Get that shit.
Get on the ground.
Oh, yeah. So, you ready for this? You ready for this?
Get on the ground.
You ready for this?
You got a death row.
You ready for this, huh? You ready for this, huh?
Get on the ground.
You ready for this?
Watch this thing goes crazy.
That's it.
This thing goes crazy,
Cruiser. And then we'll see people say, "Oh, how could he do that to that man? How could he just shoot him right there?
Hey, look,
how could he whatever?"
Watch this.
You just stated from the car to that spot. How many times did this motherfucker tell her to fucking get down, bro?
Yo, watch this black right here, though, bro. Watch this black right here. This is what makes this shit all the more dangerous. Because this black should have stayed out of it. Now, you see where they are. Look, they're at the corner, basically, right? Right? They're at the corner. And the cop is aiming the gun at this guy the whole time, damn near. And watch how far. Watch where the black. This one. Watch him. And you can watch him, too, but definitely watch this one.
Get that shit. Get that shit. No, don't chill. Get that shit. Officer, chill. Get that shit.
Get on the ground.
Get that shit.
Get on the ground.
Oh, yeah. So,
now, again, look how close this guy is. Like, anything jump off, he ready to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
Get on the ground.
You ready?
You can see he's behind. At this point, he's behind the cop. right? This is what they do. They try to circle you. They got him like, basically, you know what I'm saying? They got him 3 angles. He can't, like, he need to get back, right? So he can see all 3. But this guy keeps flanking him here. You got 2 other blacks right here. Any of these other blacks could be armed, right? He could be armed, right? Clearly, he can be armed.
Yeah.
Right? Understand?
You don't know that. You don't know that. That's why you trying to get on the ground.
Look how close he is. You notice how he keeps closing the distance. Now remember, they started at the curb.
Yeah. Look, the other guy that was behind the power thing is even coming
right
closer.
here. Now he initially had his hands up. You can see it, right? Initially, he had his hands up. This one right here. But look how close they are. He done got behind the cop in position to attack.
Everybody take out phones instead of telling you to just get on the ground, bro.
Look at this shit. Look how close he is now. Gun out. The average normal person. This damn boy is almost in the line of fire right here. He's walking toward the line of fire. He should be backing up. Both of them should be backing up. What is on his mind? What's on his mind? Interesting mind, I want to know.
Is that my mind is telling me go by my body?
Anyway, he heard that gunshot. Anyway, oh shit. And you can see who he's expressing shock and compassion for, the man who caused it all himself.
John, but you know what people are going to say though, right? Oh, he could have shot him in the leg. Why he had to shoot and aim for his face? You see?
But that's real crazy, man. But again, this guy really wanted it, bro. He really
did want it. I mean, if they're pointing a gun in your face and they giving you warnings, bro, like
he wanted it bad.
Yeah, he really wanted it.
He got it. He got it bad.
He got it.
He wanted it. He got it bad. What's up, question?
With the popes. Shit, wow.
Yeah, he got it. He got it real good. He got it good. I saw this Roland Martin. Is it Roland?
Roly-poly.
Rolling. Here's Roland. I think he's responding to a police to a pastor.
This guy's a clown.
And just so y'all understand, so we all know black parents got to give their kids to talk, especially their black sons, when it comes to how to deal with police. Well, you got this alt-right pastor, Joe Webon, who goes on the podcast and says that white parents need to give their
I saw that
kids to
video.
talk. Listen.
If you're a Christian white parent who loves the Lord and loves your children, that you need to have the talk. And the talk that we're referencing is the talk that takes your children according to their maturity at the proper time, the appropriate time, and says, there are certain parts of town that you cannot go. And there are certain people that you cannot be around.
Yep.
Right? If there's someone who is black in our church, and they've been in our church and we know them and they love the Lord Jesus Christ, great. We're not talking about that person, but we're talking about when you go into a crowd of people. If you go into a crowd of strangers and they're white strangers, there's some danger. If they're black strangers, there is 30 times more danger. Them's the facts. And it is actually a failure of your parental duty. White parents, please hear me. If you teach your children growing up, if you lie to them and say all people and all races of people in our country are the same, they are not. You are actually depriving your child of factual, truthful information that could save their life.
So let me help y'all out. If you're black and you attend Covenant Bible Church in Georgetown, your ass crazy. If you literally sit under the stewardship of that racist, then you must absolutely belong to the Clarence Thomas fan club. If you are black and you are anywhere near that church, then Jordan Peele was talking about your ass and Get Out.
And the black
Now, this guy, he's also the founder of a white Christian nationalist website called Right Response Ministry.
And all of them live in the suburbs.
You need to understand, it's like this guy all around the country. These are the people. I forgot that other crazy fool in Tennessee said, if you're a Democrat, get out of my church. You're demonic. These are the people who have been advocating for Trump, and they changed the rule for the IRS to allow them to endorse from the pulpit. These are the fake Christians. These are the people.
Whatever. All right, we got to know. We got the point. You know, I told you I'm going to be doing a live stream, I think, from DuPont Circle today. And I told you Trump is cleaning up the parks there. And so I saw this video coming out of DC, and I said, "Ooh, boy, you know, it kind of reminded me of Charlotte, North Carolina." Has anyone seen this video?
Is this
right? Yeah, it is right by the White House here. It's right by the White House here, and here we go.
So this guy just said he wanted to murder our baby as we were walking past.
Jesus Christ.
And now they're going to put him under arrest. He said, "I'm going to murder your wife and baby."
Yeah, he literally said that. This guy right there, when we're walking past.
So we're going to press charges.
He said he wanted to kill our white baby. How sick can people be? This is disgusting. I'm completely outraged. You can't even walk down the streets of Washington, D.C. without people acting like this. Thank God we reported it to the police and are dealing with the guy. I cannot believe this right now. Don't bring your kids down here. It's not safe.
Don't bring your kids to D.C.
Not safe at all.
Lying ass white. Lying ass white man.
Lying ass white man.
Lying ass white man.
It sounds like you might kill a white baby, nigga.
Yeah, well, lying ass white man. Shit.
Ooh. Shit. Lying ass white man and shit.
I was just drinking my Hennessy, minding my own business.
Hey, I want you to know, I don't think those are DC police. I'm pretty sure that car is not a DC police, but this kind of reminded me of the Santiago baby killing in Georgia, where the guy walked up and shot the baby in the stroller. Anyone remember that?
Bro, for real? When the hell was that?
Yeah, that was in Georgia. I think it was Columbus, somewhere in Georgia.
Damn, the only one I remember was the one in Ohio, where that lady just went up to the baby carriage and just started poking the baby. You remember that one, right? The crazy black lady?
Yeah, but
that's the only one I remember. But God, I ain't hear that one.
Yeah, this was a black man. He walked up.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It may have been a black woman. I can't remember which one, but and it was a baby in the carriage. Santiago, I think was his last name. He was maybe 3 years old, and just shot him in the carriage there.
But that dude sound Hispanic though. Santiago is a Hispanic name.
Yeah, but even though it was a white looking baby there, she probably didn't make it. It was a black person that did it. Was it DeMarquise Elkins that did that? May have been DeMarquise Elkins that did that. I think they arrested his sister and his mother for like helping him cover up the crime. But this is very interesting again. He says, and again, this is right downtown Washington, D.C. here. And
ass white man.
And I'm pretty sure that those were park police cars there, because those are not DC police cars.
No, that looks like Park Ranger.
Right there is park police.
Lying ass white. Lying ass white.
So this guy just said he wanted to murder our baby as we were walking past. And now they're going to put him under arrest. He said, "I'm going to murder your wife and baby."
Yeah, he literally said that. This guy right there, when we're walking past.
So we're going to press charges.
He said he wanted to kill our white baby. How sick can people be? This is disgusting. I'm completely outraged. You can't even walk down the streets of Washington, D.C. without people acting like this. Thank God we reported it to the police and are dealing with the guy. I cannot believe this right now. Don't bring your kids down here. It's not safe.
Don't bring your kids to DC.
It's not safe at all.
Lying ass white.
Oh, that was a good one.
Lying ass white man.
Someone said I thought freedom of speech wasn't a crime. No, you can't threaten people. You can't threaten people.
You can't threaten people, bro. Like, that's the difference.
What's that? I saw that post you
When you
sent.
threaten people, it doesn't become freedom of speech anymore.
Yeah, what's happening, man?
Yo, that's crazy, man. The dude, lying ass white man.
Just hilarious.
That was fucking crazy, bro. Like, and then to repeat it in front of the police, don't you know they're gonna use that against you, bro? What did he say?
Dude, look at that man in the subway, bro. Like I know that was a clip video, but I was afraid for your life. I'm like, is he talking about you?
Man, he's just talking, bro. He's just running.
Yeah, but I'm saying sometimes they may be talking and not looking at you, but it could be you, bro.
No, you ain't lying about that. Yeah, that's why I am between them.
I'm like John crazy standing there. I'm like, man, if it was me, I would have picked up my family and moved to the next cart. Stop playing, bro.
Well, what's up? What's up, MFG? What's going on?
What's up, man? Did you say you were doing interviews at DuPont Circle today?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, man. I rode through there yesterday, man, and Donald Trump has the parks looking nice, like Central Park, Prospect Park, nice. I'm thinking about going there. They have tables, man. They have umbrellas. It's a farmer's market there today. It's very nice over there now. He's really cleaned it up.
Yeah, man. I used to live right. I used to live right at you know where Washington Circle is. I think it's New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to live like a block from there for about almost 2 years. Yeah, very very good area. There's a lot going on. There's one place. Have you ever been to? You know where Camelot is, right?
Yeah. This is not far.
Right around the corner from Camelot is a.
One of my tenants works at Camelot.
Oh, really? Yeah, they have great. Have you ever eaten food there? It's really, really good food, man.
The strip club, by the way.
Yeah. And the chicks are gorgeous there, too. Jesus Christ.
I've been in there only once. I've never eaten there.
Yeah, man. The food is really good. But there's a place right around the corner from there. I forget the name of it, but it's a place we used to go before we were 21 because they accepted any type of ID that you had, no matter how shitty you was. But they had over they have 200 different types of beer.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's on the corner or something.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember it, but it's right around there.
Yeah, it's on the corner, I think. Yeah. It's right down from the circle there.
Yep.
I think I know what you're talking about. You know, those places change names so often nowadays.
This was 20 years ago. This was 20 years ago when I was there. But yeah, that should be a good spot. You get a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of gays down there around that area.
Yeah. Homeless, gays, people in politics. It's gonna be a little bit of everything over there. Yeah.
Do you remember that female who was connected to the politician? She was found murdered in the woods there.
Yeah, Rock Creek Park.
Yeah, Rock Creek Park. Rock Creek Park. Yeah.
Sandy's. What is her name?
Chandra Levy, I think her name is.
Yeah, Chandra Levy. Yeah. I was driving through the park when they found her. The police were sending because I used to live not far from there. I used to go through the park to get to Southeast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they was setting up, and then later on in the news, they found her that day. Yeah, I was riding through the park there. Yeah. That
politician who was linked to her, his ass got saved by 9/11. Because 9/11 happened right after that. So if there hadn't been 9/11, the media wouldn't have forgotten about that, and they would have gone after because he was definitely involved in that shit. But 9/11 saved his ass, man.
Remember they put it on a Hispanic guy. I think he may have taken the fall for that.
Oh, did they find this? Did they find someone to put it? I don't even remember if they solved the case.
Yeah, they put it on a Hispanic guy. Say he had been assaulting people in the woods or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So yeah, they put it on him. Maybe the fall guy though. But the guy, I don't remember his name. He represented like Modesto, California.
Yeah, he was from California. And she was, I think she was his assistant or whatever. And there was definitely something.
They had an affair. And
Yeah, there was definitely an affair.
Yeah, that's not unusual considering the difference in the power between the congressman and staff. Those people don't get paid a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Don't get paid a lot, yeah. Hey, what did you think about the what was I going to ask you? What video? Oh, you saw the video where the man threatened to kill the baby downtown DC?
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
Shit, man. Yeah, shit is crazy, man. People are fucking nuts.
Yep.
And what did you think about the I guess I kind of compared it to the girl that was killed on the train in Charlotte. Like it's totally there was no rhyme or reason to it for him to say that. There was no rhyme or reason for the other man to do that, other than some kind of just deep hatred. Like,
oh, John, you didn't hear? It was actually the thing on the train was actually self-defense. The girl was she was on her phone and she was looking up some racist stuff, so that triggered him, and it's self-defense.
Well, they were saying something about there's a video, there's an audio or something of his him talking to his sister, and now he's making up some excuse that he it was some material in his body. Did you hear this? Anyone heard this?
Man, that's just crazy. That guy's been arrested like 100 times already.
And now he's saying there was some material in his body. I had a couple clips.
What, the guy that stabbed the chick in the train?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I think
no.
Yeah, he's saying there was some
You
material.
had some listen. You ever heard that when you drunk, the truth comes out type of situation?
Yeah. No inhibitions.
Yes, exactly. So when this guy took this drug, whatever he felt deep inside about whatever he felt, he took it out on that white girl, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like,
Yo, listen to this right here. In audio recordings, and I've heard the recordings of a conversation between him and his sister several days after his arrest, Brown maintains that he has material in his body that caused him to attack her. Make sure it was me that did it, not the material. And I'm telling you, the material did it, he said, according to the recordings. The suspect can be heard telling his sister that he did not even know the lady at all. I never said not one word to the lady at all. That's scary, ain't it? So, like, why would somebody stab somebody for no reason? Brown can be heard telling his sister. He went on to say, this brutal attack on the innocent woman.
Don't you guys find it funny that this all was recorded?
Hold on, listen to it. No, he's in jail. It's not funny. It's not unusual.
Okay.
Brown's sister and mother said they noticed a difference in his behavior following his incarceration in 2020, which ended in 2020, and that it got worse over the 3 years, so that would take him to 2023 since he was released. His mother, Michelle DeWitt, said her son was diagnosed with schizophrenia after his time in prison, so that was 2020. He was different, she says. He wasn't the normal fun Carlos, she told ABC News. The 34-year-old suspect has a criminal record, including larceny and breaking and entering. He also spent 5 years in prison for robbery with a dangerous weapon in 2015. So from 2015, I guess that's when he would have went to prison in 2015, got out in 2020, right? That's how that works. He was also arrested this year for misusing the 911 system. He's been charged 14 times, including an arrest in January. His mother told ABC that her son had been released from prison in 2020 after serving time for the armed robbery. He was different and began showing violent behavior like slamming doors and yelling in her face. While he was living with her, he would also walk around home and talk to himself. She said her son had been diagnosed with schizophrenia and had been given medication. And did she say he refused to take it? But yet he refused to take it. She grew increasingly concerned about the safety of her and her husband, and took him to a mental health hospital. They wouldn't take him. She said the hospital can't make a person come. That left her with no option but go to the court to file a magistrate petition for her son. As a result of that, a mental health facility kept Brown for 14 days, but eventually released him back to her and her husband's care. She had hoped to keep him on the schedule and create a routine for him, but it didn't work after he stopped taking the medicine. We're not going to do it anymore. We dropped him off at a shelter. So she dropped him off. The mother identified that shelter as the Roof Above Lucille Gillies Men's Shelter in Charlotte, which is run by a nonprofit organization called Roof Above. In recent months, she said she has seen her son on the street walking up and down, and her younger daughter would see him riding the bus. When he was arrested for misusing 911, she said he kept saying he had a chip in him and that the police put it in him. According to the affidavit from his arrest, officers responded to a welfare call when he told them he believed someone gave him a man-made material that controlled what he ate and how he walked and talked. That is the case there.
Yeah, but why would he think that he got a chip in him? He's not that important. Yeah, this nigga
he clearly is mental ill. So
that's classic paranoid schizophrenic symptoms.
Yeah,
I mean, talking about you have a chip inside you. That's what every paranoid schizophrenic says. Oh, they put something in there. There's a listening device. I get calls every day from people wanting me to do investigations because the government's after them because they got a chip implanted in them.
You know, Herman asked me about this video. I'm running through these. So I'm going to do this live stream today. Take a look at this video right here. Herman asked me about this one, so this is for you, Herman. Here it is. Sister Gal.
Shout out to the sister Gal.
He's not gonna pound me. You gonna pound me, bitch. 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 You gonna pound me, bitch now. Now, because one thing about it, I don't pound it now. Mother, don't touch me.
Tell police be here.
Man, it's crazy, bro. Like woman out here. Look how she all up in that man's face. Like,
yeah, I seen this.
I mean, so aggressive, yo. That's fucking crazy. Luckily, he didn't kill her ass. You know, luckily he didn't kill her. But again, you know, you've seen these very, very aggressive women, and you know, again, she's totally out of place. And you know, for the women, you know, who think that that they can fight men and they don't understand the man's strength. Look how easily he disarmed it. You know what I mean? Look how easily.
I'm right. Couldn't gone sideways. She could have been, you know.
Right. A woman probably couldn't have disarmed her as easily as a man could, and he clearly showed that. And so,
I'll never understand the mentality these women have of "don't touch me, get your hands off of me," like to the police.
Well, this guy luckily wasn't a police.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just saying in general, though. Have you ever seen these women like the police have the authority to tell them to get out of the vehicle, things like that, and they'll say things like "get your hands off of me." Don't touch me. When they've refused to get out of the vehicle to follow the police orders, even when they're under arrest.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. The gall of these women, the nerve to think they have the authority. And I saw this one woman who was getting arrested, and she was in a bank trying to pass some bad checks, and the police they were there. They caught her, and they said, "Stand up, you're under arrest." And they were trying to put handcuffs on her, and she was pushing the police away, throwing punches at them. "Don't touch me! Get your hands off of me!" And
it's not atypical.
It's this woman is under arrest. She's been caught red-handed with bad checks, and she thinks that she's the one who's losing her damn mind because she's saying, "Don't touch me, get your hands off me," and it's just like, bitch, you're under arrest. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know, Don Lemon has been getting a lot of flack for this interview with this is a D.L. Hughley, and he sat there quietly.
They bantering the word assassination around. Charlie Kirk was not a political figure. I mean, he might have been influential to political figures. He wasn't a political figure. He wasn't assassinated. He was shot. He was shot, and that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, that happens to far too many people. But those other two,
This guy
they were
stupid?
political figures, and they were shot because of their political belief. And it's always like we can only have empathy for people if we relate to them, if we spark to them, if we have a tribal connection to them. It is a shame. And the thing that makes me the angriest about this is I always swore that I would never cede my humanity to anybody or any other situation, but that's getting more and more difficult to do because I certainly don't believe a young man, 31 years old, should have lost his life. But Charlie Kirk was a horrible human being. He said horribly incendiary things. As a matter of fact, he died. The very last words he spoke were basically putting the onus of gun violence on gangs, which is a synonym for synonymous with black people. He blamed the very way he died was lying about black people with his last breath. And I just think the best thing I can say is that I hope he believed what he was saying. I hope he believed that lives being lost were worth it so the Second Amendment could persevere. I hope he believed that there should be a lack of empathy. He was parsing between sympathy. Sympathy means we have a similarity. Empathy means I have nothing to do with you, but I can still feel your pain as a human being. And I hope he believed all the rhetoric he espoused, because if not, that was certainly an empty, vacant way.
And this is probably one of the clips that would have got D.L. Hughley's hackle up in, got him up in arms here. You know, I didn't follow much of Charlie Kirk. I don't know about you guys, but here's my.
This shows they were actually better, and they committed less crimes.
Maybe they were afraid. I mean, 4,000 Black men, women, and children were killed in violent lynch mobs.
That's your explanation, but I guess
racial terror permeated American culture for hundreds of years.
Black America is worse than it has been
that
in the last
affected
80 years.
The generational psyche of an entire group of people?
Well, I'm sure it did. I'm not discounting that. I'm just.
That's Charlie Kirk saying slavery might have been better for you guys. You're better off.
Damn.
That's interesting. I think I have another clip of Charlie Kirk talking about race. I didn't know he touched on much race here. Here's another clip of Charlie Kirk on race. Let's see if I can find it. Was it that one? Was it this one? Nah, it was. I have one of him on race. Here's another one, Charlie Kirk.
No, but they already. So I know dangerously little about this, and so again, what I said on stage is what I know. So I'm going to have to understand. I'm an American. I'm just trying to educate myself on UK politics, and so you will probably know more about this than I will. But is it not true? And then you can correct me. In the last 20 years, they've tried some form of reparations with Black South Africans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that correct? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, there's been, but it's not worked. So the BBE
that's right. Well,
process.
so time out. So wait. So taking stuff from one group and giving it to blacks doesn't work?
Well, it does work, but I'll give you context as well.
Well, you just said it doesn't work.
I'll give you
contradicted
context.
yourself. So educate me. I don't know enough, but you just contradicted yourself. You went from it doesn't work to it does work. So please.
I'll give you context as well. So what they did is they did have a program called the Black Empowerment Economic Program. And pretty much what they did is for every corporation, they would have to incorporate Black people within it. But that's not worked really well. And what we've seen over time is that a lot of Black people that have been part of those organizations haven't been a minority. So pretty much, as you mentioned, you talked about DEI. So it's just pretty much checking a box, right? You have a Black person within the senior management group, but it's only probably 2 people and the like, and that's pretty much it. But the majority of Black South Africans that do not own any land, because obviously the historic context that I gave, cannot pretty much be able to earn a good living, because, I mean, with land also comes economic opportunity, and that's been the biggest disparity in South Africa.
And excuse my ignorance on this, from what I understand though, is that the land owned by Black South Africans is actually not as productive as those owned by the Boers. Is that correct?
Well, at the minute, 72% of private land, agricultural land, is owned by white South Africa.
No, I
so
understand
only
that,
a minority.
fair enough, but the 28%, when compared to Boer-run farms, are actually not as productive because running a farm in South Africa is very difficult.
Yes.
Am I correct by saying that?
Well, context again.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm clear that actually running a farm for over 100 years is actually really impressive.
100%.
Yeah, so we agree on
Yes,
that.
we agree on that.
So thank you, because I don't know enough about this, but I do think that that's important to note, that even the Black South Africans that own land, it actually is not as fruitful or has the same yields as those that have been doing it for over 100 years in a time when there's actually food instability.
And that was Charlie Kirk's take on race there. I know it's South Africa, but South Africa has some version of affirmative action in that country as well. So if he's not for it in South Africa, you can clearly see he wouldn't be for it here in America, reparations and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, Charlie Kirk. I've learned more about Charlie Kirk in the last couple of days than I knew about him in the last 10 years, I guess you could say. What says you, Latino?
Yeah, I mean, I'm subscribed to Charlie Kirk on YouTube.
Oh, yeah? You're young enough, man. You probably fit right into it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason why I became a Republican is because of Candace Owens.
Oh, yeah?
She had a set of 5 questions that you should ask your family member or anybody close to you, right? And I can't remember all of them, but the questions were, do you believe in religion? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the Second Amendment? Do you agree with abortion? And I can't remember what the other one was. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't agree with any of these things. So that's when I hopped off the Democratic Party, because they believe in all that other shit that goes against the stuff that I believe in.
Hey, before I got a couple of things I do want to get to, Latino, get your opinion on. Everyone, well, I hope everyone in the audience, if you haven't, it's probably worthwhile to go back and watch. The live stream that I showed earlier today, I don't know if you got a chance to see it, Latino, but you were there anyway, so it didn't really matter. I thought that was interesting. For my own reasons there, and I hope you guys kind of saw it too. And here's the pivotal part, what I thought was interesting here. Rough, rugged, and raw. And this one I thought was very interesting, this piece right here. Again, I went to look up a clip while we were on the channel a couple of days ago to show me going into a migrant shelter. And so this clip came up, and this is actually a clip of me going into the migrant shelter. You can see me at the top there between Denison and HB. But on that show, it just so happenstance to be that day was Bob and American Man, Massacre, of course, other people. But it just goes to show you, like there was never any animosity between Bob and I don't think I've ever had a cross word. I went up on his panel one day. He kicked me down after I donated a super chat to him. He said, "I just don't trust this guy." I said, "Where did that come from? I don't know." And then you see Bob came up here recently. I think everyone would say he was treated with respect here. And there was no name calling. And I've been up on their panel. I didn't name call anyone. I know Art was saying he was going to apologize to someone. I'm not sure what was said. But, so it's very interesting. Again, this probably was over a year ago when Bob was here on the panel here, Bob, American Man. And, American Man, he showed up at a live stream that I did, a street interview that I did a couple of weeks ago. And and of course, there was Stanley Cross there as well. And so it just goes to show you, how things can change sometimes, and it is very interesting.
You think it could be because he has a channel now?
I don't know. I think I mean clearly, right? When you didn't.
I mean, that's been the only change.
Well, I mean, a lot of things could have changed on his side that we're not privy to, but. We do know this, right? It is proof by this snapshot here. They were up here, and there was no cursing, calling names, anything like that. American Man, Bob there, y'all can see that there. And so, it's just, so it's very interesting. Very interesting. And, Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna play the video again for you guys that have seen it, but I will play the end though, because I think that's very important as well.
You gonna watch the fight tonight, John?
Who's fight?
Damn, what's the woman I missing on my channel? Because you probably gonna recruit them too. Shout out to LG. Damn. Shout out. Nazis, RLM, Blue Jay, Here for the Tea, Mo Love. Damn, what's the woman I missing on my channel? Because you probably gonna recruit them too.
What? Does anyone like? When he said that, I'm like,
when he said that, I was like,
I'm going to recruit them to do what?
I'm like, who are these people?
Like, recruit them to do what? Like, it kind of blew my mind, but it did hammer home the point that like with JP, because he talked to me about JP, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, I told people like not to be dependent on JP. That's what I said. I told people don't get dependent on JP, because he'll come and dominate your panel, make you look small, get your own content. And so when he came over here bragging about JP, I'm like, you kind of validating what I'm saying. It's not a criticism, it's just that JP does ghetto black content, which a lot of black people consume better than you guys can. And so there is a potential for dependency there. People are donating money to you, $400. That's what I said to him. That's a dependency. Nobody else on your panel is generating that kind of income, cash, super chats from your panel. So why would JP, a man of reasonable mind, see you getting all these big cash apps and say, fuck this shit, I need to get paid, or I'm just going to bring these people over to my platform? You understand? Like, bro, like JP probably, I don't know, I don't follow JP enough, but I wonder how many $400 cash apps is he getting.
When you said you broke a 50, he stood quiet.
Right, like, you know what I'm saying? I created $200 right? And it's like $200, and I sent them 50 or $100. I can't remember how much I sent his channel. As a measure, hey, I come in peace, man. I don't want anything negative towards your channel. Shit, what your channel does should not affect mine. Mine doesn't affect yours because it's a free world. You can go anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, but you do different content.
Yeah, and I do different content, right? So it's totally different. He said, well, I don't like your street interviews. Okay, everybody doesn't like them. But the street interviews do feed into the show. A lot of times I can pull up a street interview, like say, of a wealthy white man or unemployed black girl who went to Cornell, and I pull up the shirtless white guy who also went to Cornell. They're in different positions in their life, even though one graduated, the black girl, and the other guy didn't, the white guy. So the composite, the sum is worth more than the whole, as it relates to the street interviews. Plus, we had a model. LPGA golfer, professional golfer. We had some interesting people last time on Times Square. The homeless white man, the sleep sitting up,
the rappers,
the homeless black man with 3 baby mamas.
Jesus Christ.
Do you remember that one, Latino?
No.
Yeah, the homeless black man had 3 baby mamas. He had one on the way, and so
that's a real king right there.
He living in a shelter, you know what I'm saying? And the other homeless guy, he was saying he lives in a shelter, and they don't allow them. They don't have beds for them. So they have to sit up in a chair like this. He said all they can do is they have a table, they can put their head down. But if they like stretch out on the floor, they get put out. And so he says it's causing diabetes. And,
that's crazy.
On the feet there. I said, damn, that is kind of amazing. But it's an interesting, view of life that not many of us really see. Like, I didn't know they were sleeping, sitting up. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's cruelty, bro.
I mean, bringing them out inside from outside is probably better than being outside in a New York City winter. So you could stay outside. Hey, shout out to one there, Pablo Pacheco, $5, man. Salute John and Latino. John's recruiting for pimp. Man, that's what blew my mind when he said it. Like, you trying to steal? Did you hear him say, like, and I don't know if he was joking or not, but you like, I'm one of the greatest content creators. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that shit. I was dying in the back when he said that because I was on the panel, bro. Dude, I was tearing up.
I ain't even say shit. I just let it roll.
I'm like, bro, it's just like, I hope he's joking.
I think I got that shit too. Let's see where it is.
I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you gotta be playing right now, bro.
I think I'm here. Look, what would I say? Like, bro, like, let me repeat a couple things for you, right? Let me repeat something.
No, I'm not gonna watch you. I don't watch you at all.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You probably gonna watch me, right? There's no problem.
No. John.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the greatest YouTubers to ever live.
I gotta clip that shit, nigga. Oh, I gotta clip that one right. I mean, you know, humility, young man, humility.
John. Mm-hmm. I'm one of the greatest YouTubers to ever live.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a crazy statement. That's pretty wild, man. I've never heard you say that.
Man, like I said, man, humility, man, you know, is all about humility here. Again, you know, I tell you what I have said, you know, I played this quite a few times, and again, you know, it's all about humility, to be quiet. When he said it, man, I can believe what he said.
Bro, I don't even like Fatty that much. You ever heard King Fatty, right? I don't even like, and he makes better content than this guy.
Yeah, Fatty is pretty good with what he does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for him to say that he's the greatest, that's a bold statement, bro.
That's very, very bold. You know, again, and you know what they're doing. Again, no hate on them, but I think you really have to understand, you know, what business you're in, and maybe sometimes people don't understand necessarily what business they're in. Like Mr. Beast makes, like, he's premium content.
Oh, bro.
And I don't even watch it, but I know.
Me neither, but
I know he does something that, you know, I can't do. And you gotta have money to do it, the production and stuff. Like, that's real, like real serious content right there. JP, well, he going to the store and shit like that. Well, that is his content. He's not pulling up clips. He don't even need StreamYard. But just having a panel and that just be your sole source of content, it's not. Now, this is just my opinion. It's not content. It can be profitable. Don't get me wrong, but it's not content. That, you know, that's just my thoughts. And again, that has nothing to do with the profitability. You can make a good living doing that. Someone could make a hay out of doing that. You know, Confrontation, man, I think I'll be reading your comments, man. I don't think you like me doing that. I think yeah. And but now again, you know, he says it's all opinions. And again, if you have some people with some very interesting opinions, then you may have something there, right? Y'all just end up there shooting this shit. But you know, if you got that you know, whatever that you know, the genetic core or whatever, then maybe that works. What's up, wrestler? But I just don't think that just having a panel and that's your sole source of content is it is content per se. That's just my thought. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, delusion, bro.
Yeah, it is some delusion there. And you know, I played this clip.
I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just saying that's a bold statement, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, with all these content creators out here, you know, and you're gonna say that, like, you know, that you know you're this good and all that. That's very.
John, you gonna watch the fight tonight, bro?
Man, you never. You know,
on Netflix.
Is it? You know, I may catch someone that hasn't. And you know, again, like, you know, here is the difference. Like, again, Art looks up to CT, right? And I don't think we have any problem with Art. But Art looks up to CT, and again, like, yo, your favorite streamer, Art. Like, here's what he says about you.
what the problem is with the blacks, man. John is actually a hero because he stays in the black community with these savage animals.
And let's Whitey know what the hell's going on out here with our dumb ass.
I'm not gonna lie to you, John. John, I talked about this yesterday. I ain't been to the hood in years because I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to be around those types of people, man. To be honest with you.
And my content really is showing people. I showed it yesterday. You remember the lady yesterday? Was it yesterday? She called for the Cato Institute. And I said, you want to live in the ghetto? It's cheaper. Well, she said, hell no. Who is y'all going? What you call that? Which one was that? Okay. Yo, you got it straight up? Okay, damn. Let me see where it is. Library. It's in the library, right? Where is it, Universal? Where is it? Universal, let me know where it is. Universal, you gotta let me know where it is. See, upload the stream. Is it in the oh, I know where you may have put it. You put in media asset. Let's see. Is it this one, Universal? Is it this one?
Who is John Galt? Who is John Galt? This question is the first sentence of Ayn Rand's famous novel Atlas Shrugged. This book, published on October 10th, 1957,
violence when, again, our young black
most
boys,
crime committed by white people.
Our young black boys are not the violent ones in America, no matter how much they try to perpetrate it as that. Our young black men are moving forward. The majority of violent crimes that happen in America is 69% committed by white men.
And see,
so this whole idea that white people are safer than us is a lie and is a fallacy that we got to stop. And this is a part of, for me, the black fatigue. Like literally, the FBI put out the stat. It's not me saying it. The FBI put out the stat. 69% of all violent crimes are done by white men.
Yep.
So
and not only that,
we got to stop allowing people to put the jacket on our young black men that all these YNs, black violence when.
I mean, we need training. Black people need to be trained and taught about economics.
And we talk about investing, but doesn't investing, where does it start? What's the catalyst of 2053 being a thing, man? Can we change it or is it over? This is fantastic. I read up on it briefly.
John Galt is right. It's over. It's over, man.
I think he's right. I think
it's over, man.
Yeah. There's no pulling back from this because for every
you really was real good. that was CT at the end. Oh, that was very good, University. Oh man, that was good. Yeah, anyway, anyway, what's up, Latino? Give me
not much, man. This is so funny how they're describing all the stuff that is not true, but the video is showing the opposite of what they say. Oh shit, man. Yo, chat. Who you guys got on the fight if you guys are going to watch the fight tonight? Who you got? Who you got?
Oh, Lieutenant, I think I'm going to smoke one more joint, man, and then I need to get the hell out of here. I need to get to DuPont Circle. DuPont Circle, the home of the LGBT and all. The LGBT and all. So that should be interesting. Wrestling, man, I had to leave New York. I ain't have to leave New York. Shit, I hung around probably longer than I was expecting. But man, anytime you wanna get together, man, I'll make a trip up there, man. We can do it. or if you're in the DC area, we can do it like that too. I got 2 places we can do it, or we can go out on the street if you like. That'll be interesting too. Sights and sounds of DC. Or we can do it in New York, however you want to do it. You ever do in studio? I think I seen you. I think I saw you do it in studio, or with someone else once. I think you were eating breakfast or something. Anyway, cereal, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, that art interview was pretty interesting. Art. Yeah, art came in peace there. So you watching the fight, Latino? Latino, maybe step back. Oh, you watching the fight?
I'm gonna watch the fight. I got Bud Crawford. I'm going with my black brother.
Oh yeah, so he's going up against
the Hispanic Latino.
You're going against your race there.
Yeah, I'm going against my race, John. Going for the black man.
There you go. You know. But no, who do you expect to win? Who do you expect to win, though?
To be honest, bro, I didn't realize that Bud Crawford is 2 years older than this guy, and I think Bud only has maybe 30 fights in his belt, but Canelo, he has about 65 fights in his belt, and he's done it in a shorter time. So I don't know. Like on paper, it says Canelo should win. To be honest with you, because he's done it longer. Yeah. He started earlier, but I'm a Bud Crawford fan, and I think that if he gets him with a right punch, man, I think it's over.
What is the strength and weaknesses of the two? With Canelo, I guess he's a power puncher, I would imagine, right?
Yeah. Bud Crawford is more of a counter puncher, but sometimes that's Bud's weakness. I think that
what power or counter?
He has both, man. That left of his is the strongest punch. But the thing is, he looks for the counter, right? But if sometimes in him looking for the counter, he'll leave himself open. And he's done that multiple times. And I don't think that him doing that with Canelo is gonna go well. So I just throwing that out there.
Is Canelo, what is he, Mexican?
Yeah, Mexican.
I see Mexican has a
Mexican red hair, ginger.
I see Mexican has a video coming up. Man, I saw this, bro. And I don't know if this correlates to boxing or not, but bro, I saw this shit the other day.
What, Trayvon Martin street fights?
I saw this shit. I saw this fucking Hispanic getting it, bro. Jesus Christ. Look at this boy.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Quick.
I don't know why this boy.
Look at that. Quick. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers will build you a house in 3 days.
Whoa.
Keluar dari rumahku.
I will never let my kid do that. I'd rather him go to college, John.
And bro, this son bitch doing that all day long. Look, all the walls empty. You gotta go around all the walls, bro. And those people, they're just real tough people, man. You gotta tip your hat to people who work like that. And all the comments,
the roofers, bro.
All of them, man.
Working in that hot sun in the summer. Shit.
I don't know what a sheet of drywall. There was it like a that's what it 12? Was it 10, 8, whatever? But that's a big sheet of drywall, man.
Yeah, they got the big sheets because we usually get the smaller ones.
And like slinging that drywall like that, bro, geez, you gotta be something in you, bro. It's gotta be something in you, bro.
Aztec warriors, man.
Yeah, someone said they got problems. Yeah, you know, I've heard that a lot of times they do have problems. But you know, and again, I'm not commenting on the quality of the work. That's not what I'm commenting on here. I'm just saying this boy here hauling drywall like it's a sack of potatoes, and he got a whole house to do like that. You know, there's a hell of a work ethic there. You gotta tip your hat there.
Motherfuckers won't give you no warranty. That's the problem. Yeah. Fuck that. That's why, not for nothing. I like calling my white folks, man. They always got a warranty and a guarantee.
You know, I get, you know, mostly Hispanics do drywall. Okay, so I get Hispanics to do
really not hard, dude.
So I get a lot of Hispanics to do my drywall, and I haven't had a problem. Now I haven't had them build a whole house for me. Now that would be different. I could see you could run into some issues. But again, I see American men in the audience. And here's what I do. Here's my approach to it. I give me some Hispanics to do drywall. And then I go get American men and do the plumbing. Right? Like that's kind of how I pull it off. You know what I mean? You know, you've met my electrician. I ain't gonna let some just shade tree Hispanic go behind my wall and run some wiring. I ain't doing that. I want a real electrician. I want a real American man plumber. And then here comes tough guy. Yeah, I've been in the mood for a little bullshit today. I'll take tough guy. What's up, tough guy? What's going on? What's up, man?
Whoopty wop.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's up?
Oh man, what's up, John? Why you don't never let me back on your show, man?
What? You right here right now?
Yeah, right now I am, but I was trying to get on the day before and yesterday. You won't let me on. What's up with that?
Okay, here's what it is. Honestly,
you trying to take me out like that, like the assassin? You don't want me to have freedom of speech? You trying to shoot me in the neck like oh boy or what, man?
Nah. Sometimes it just depends on what we were talking about. Trying to keep.
You gotta let me talk, man. You know, I know you may not like what I have to say all the time, but you know, it's America. It's America, brother.
Yeah, you talking right now. Go ahead, because I got a little bit of time. So go ahead, get it out. I got a little bit of time. Yeah.
No, but you know, you always tell me to show my hoes and all that. You know, I've definitely done that a few times, and you ain't never around.
I ain't seen it in a long time. I'm past that.
Okay, well, you be talking like I ain't really about my business, player.
Man, I ain't mentioned you about no damn women in a long time.
You did. I know it's been a while, but still, I have been trying to get on the show, and you ain't been letting me on. You got to make sure that your link is always at the top so the nigga can get in.
It really only been once that I ain't let you on. I think
it was twice. It was definitely this week. It was like yesterday or the day before. I could not get on.
Yeah, like if we got a specific topic covering, like if it's me and Be Brave up here, then I probably wouldn't let you up. But you okay now?
Good to see you, John. Good to see you smiling.
I always see you, tough guy. I always see you around.
What's up, Blue Jay? Is that Blue Jay? Is she there or no?
Yeah, this Blue Jay. What's up, Universal? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Blue Jay?
Yeah. She probably sleep. I don't know. I don't hear. Didn't say nothing. But yeah, what y'all talking about?
Man, we wrapping up because I might do a street interview later on today. The stream was kind of a response or reactor, kind of an add on to the initial stream. I think Art showed up the other day on the panel. Maybe you came in a little hot, confrontational with some of the people up here. Then then I joined. We had a little conversation back and forth. Civil, civil as it could be. Very civil.
Is this working now?
Yeah.
Oh, there she goes.
Okay, sorry, my headphones. They're broken.
I was wondering. I was like, "What's up, Blue Jay? Can't hear you talk."
Yeah, I just came out to say hi. I figured Tough Guy's going to waste some time. I might as well join in on it.
Nice. Well, you know, I always love me some Blue Jay.
You lie.
I ain't lying, Blue Jay. I
John.
messaged you on. I messaged you on Instagram. You don't even know. See?
Well, I don't really
Check
get on
your
Instagram very much.
check your Instagram messages.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So what's up? What are you doing
But
this weekend?
but yeah, what's going on, John?
Nothing much.
What's new for today? Give me a topic to talk about so I can run my mouth.
We've been up here 2 hours, man. Got to get ready for the street interviews a little bit later today.
Oh, what time you going up there?
Man, whenever I make my way over there, I got a few things, some little
You
work.
be in Times Square? I think I seen you in Times Square once.
Where I had some great interviews in Times Square, man. I thought they were great.
I think that's probably where you should do it at mostly.
I'm in DC now, but Times Square was great, man. The two homeless men we had, they really did dichotomy. I think it's where the dichotomy of the two, the white homeless man and the black homeless man. Take race out of it, but you can't help but see the race and how they're living differently, even though
the dynamic. Yeah. So what do you feel like the dynamic is between a white man being homeless and a black man being homeless? What did you see? What the difference is?
Be Brave talks about this. So and again, I've seen it and I've talked about it as well from my tenant's perspective. Bro, I have white guys that ain't had sex. What is it, 2025?
Yeah,
in the 2020s, right? Like, and they ain't gonna talk about it. It's not like they missing it. It's not like they chasing it. They could pay for it. They don't. They are very happy being at peace and isolation with themselves.
Well, I don't think that's true necessarily because I know white dudes. The thing about white dudes.
Hold on. I'm not saying all.
Okay, I'll let you finish. Go my bad.
But I'm saying I have not seen one black guy, maybe one, that was at peace, like with no women around. Oftentimes that is what drives the young black men, from my perspective.
I think that's a good thing. I mean,
I didn't say it's bad. But hold on.
Yeah. Go ahead. My bad.
I'm just saying it's bad or wrong, right? I'm just saying, you asked me what's the difference.
Okay.
I'm saying it's bad. Okay. I'm saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying one can spend more time in isolation. Now that shit can take you the wrong way. You could become a fucking terrorist. Right? You're sitting there in your thoughts and just stewing, and you say, "Well, fuck this shit. The world's getting me." The black guy, like, he can be kind of happy in a shelter, right? He'll be able to get women. He's cool. I've interviewed many homeless people. They're cool, blacks, and they'd be cool, like living in a shelter, homeless. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Whereas the white guy, they're cool just being themselves.
So can I ask you a clarification?
I'm gonna tell you what. I asked the white guy about isolation. He spent time in prison. Mm-hmm. I've spent 5 days in isolation, roughest time of my life mentally. He said he loved it. I said, "Oh my God," right? Like, you like the isolation? He said, "Yeah, I like the time to myself." What? It's a difference, I think, right there. Mm-hmm.
So when you say one's not bad or one's not good, what are you basing that on? What factors? Like the outcome, or just
they're both in the same place. So they one was doing one thing, he ended up homeless. The other not messing around women, he homeless too. Okay, so they're both in the same bait. Now, if you want to get out of it, having a woman can either help you or hurt you get out of it. Oftentimes, the young black men have women that aren't not going to help them get out of the situation. Whereas the young
could be more.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. I might have a little bit of a lag.
Now, if you're a young black guy homeless, the woman you got probably ain't of much help to you. She probably gonna be more of a detriment to you. Whereas if you're a young white guy, you're homeless and it's just you don't have a baby girl or a girlfriend or no baby mamas and nothing like that. It's just you. It's easier to pull yourself up out of the muck if it's just you. And so So if you just want to say, well, what's the advantage? It depends on who's in the situation. Two people putting
yeah, but also then you don't have as much spread of like STIs or unplanned pregnancy too. So in some ways, that's good.
I'm assuming they're having safe sex. So let's assume they're having safe sex, right?
Okay.
So, or planned pregnancies. How about that? So with all that being said,
problem either way, yeah.
Yeah. So with all that being said, and the man is keeping it simple. Got his own. He only has to worry about himself. He has a better shot.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, but if you even look at families as a whole, if a man is married or he has a family, he's actually going to be a little bit more successful because he has children, he has a woman. And usually within that situation, that man has to look at the child every day. He has a woman that he has to take care of. And usually, not all the time, but most of the time, that woman is assisting him be better, whether it's helping him with school, helping him fill out paperwork, doing the secretary thing, just being there for him, showing him, hey, you might want to try this job. Usually women do push their men in those situations to be better.
Tough guy. We had a real good conversation. I ain't gonna be here too long because again, I want to do these street interviews tonight to this evening. And we had some women up here, and I don't know if you know much about the Trayvon Martin case, Blue Jay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Not too much. I mean, I understand he was like 17, and they thought
he was reach out to AE if she wants to help. Let me find my phone. I text her.
But yeah, I've heard different accounts and different views of it.
Anyway, so most of the women were against Trayvon Martin, and most of the men were. Oh no, she had a definite family. No, let me see. No problem. Let me tell her. People are asking for you to take over. I let them know you're unavailable.
Hey, we can continue this later if you want. I know you weren't planning to stay. I was just coming to say hi. And also, I just wanted to clear up because I know on that video that you just played, you were confused if you had offended me or criticized me, and you have not. So I just want to make that clear. I think he was confused.
Yeah, that's interesting. Did you hear Art? I want to ask you. Here's a couple things about you guys. I ain't criticizing Art, but I do think in life you have to be humble, right? I've been humble many times. I started getting ahead of myself, and so here's some clips from Art. That he was up on the show the other day. Tough guy knew you up on Art, so here's some clips here. Right? Let me repeat something.
Yeah, the show's good. Okay.
You probably don't watch me often. First off,
no, I'm not gonna watch you. I don't watch you at all.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You probably don't watch me, right? There's no problem.
No. John. Mm-hmm. I'm one of the greatest YouTubers to ever live.
I mean, maybe he is. You never know.
So what?
Maybe he is one of the greatest.
I ain't say he is. He isn't.
He sounded like he believed it.
I wouldn't personally have the confidence to say. I don't know if you saw my comment on that show. It's like, how do we bottle Art's confidence? We make some money.
Yeah, I don't have that level.
I think he's partly like a joke, for like a
reaction.
reaction.
I said it before. I think he even went on to say it twice. Let me see. I think he said it twice to reinforce it.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay. All right. So back to what I was saying is that I put JP's Cash App up on the banner. I don't know if anyone's sending me anything, but I just wanted to clarify: of the $400 that y'all received from JP, you didn't give him $1 back.
Hold on, Crown One, you got
no. Don't address my chat. Don't address my chat. Just answer my question. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I gotta make sure these niggas is real. What they say. Crown One, you got
I don't even pay attention to chat. So what are you saying?
Crown One said he got banned just by being here. Okay.
Ooh, I never banned him. What are you talking about? I ain't banned him.
He got
He's
banned
here.
on my set. That's what he said.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. But so I was gonna say. So I just wanted to clarify. Of the $400 that you received from Ryan Bartwell for JP to take over your show for 4 hours, you didn't give him $1 of that money.
Why should I? Why should
I'm just asking. I didn't say you should. I didn't say you should or shouldn't. I'm just asking you the question. Did you not give him $1 of that money?
Tell me what he said about that night.
Listen, I'm not asking you what he said about the night. I'm just asking you. I just want to make something clear here. I want to make something clear for this audience, for my audience, that of the $400 that he received, and Ryan Bartwell directly mentioned JP, he said, I want JP to take over for 4 hours. Y'all didn't give him 50 cents of that, correct?
I want you to ask
just a yes or no. It's just a yes or no. You say we did or we didn't? Did y'all give him any of that money that Ryan Bartwell?
Y'all cool. I'm one of the greatest YouTubers to ever live.
Yeah, I told you.
I want you to hear that.
Okay. Well, we've already agreed with that. Can you answer?
I'm talking to y'all cool.
Okay, but did y'all give JP 50 cents of that $400 y'all received?
We gave him something greater than that. We gave him something greater than that.
Okay, what y'all give him? Tell me what y'all gave him.
Don't worry about it. Hold on, that's business.
Okay. So wait. Okay. So y'all gave him something greater than that, and
because all you can think about is
hold on. I'm letting you talk, bro. Promise you. I just want to get some clarification. So you were telling me that just a few seconds ago.
Hey, when that nigga got his legs bit off by the Rottweiler.
Come on, hold on.
When that nigga got his legs, hold on. Remember when that nigga got his legs bit off by the Rottweiler? And he owed you money?
Actually, he didn't owe me any money. He didn't owe me any money.
You said
he
you
didn't owe me any money.
You didn't
he didn't owe me any money.
Tonight, did you?
I'm sorry.
Say extra night?
Say what?
The nigga got it. He said, did I bite your legs off, nigga? What you do with him? You put him in the streets.
No.
Hold on.
Hold
got his legs bit off.
All right. I'm gonna give you the story because I love telling these stories. I promise you. Trust me. It was actually this house right here. He's moving in, and as he's moving in, he's unpacking his shit off of U-Haul. The house next door used to be housed by blacks. Now it's housed by Eritrean. They had 2 pit bulls, and the 2 pit bulls ran out of the house and attacked the man as he was unloading his furniture. That nigga never moved.
I like how everybody know my
Hold on, let me get it. Don't pay attention to the chat, man.
Man, get to the point, man.
So what I'm saying, let me finish. Hold on.
Did you not say that?
No. So you
not say that?
See, clearly you've been watching, but you got the story wrong. So what happened was,
I think you said that on either my platform or CT. You just said
probably CT's. Okay, so if you heard it on CT's, you got this story kind of misconstrued. He never moved in, bro. I don't even know if he ever made it in the house one time, because when the pit bulls jumped on his ass, he was off to the hospital. He went. He never came back here a day. I ain't have to put him out because he never moved in. The niggas fucked him up, so he never moved in, bro. That's a true story. And so I didn't fuck his leg up. I just told the story on CT, so I just wanted to
Hey, John.
See, I come in peace, bro. Like I ain't cursed at you, call you no name.
Everybody, I'm gonna get up out of here. I really wanted to talk to you. I really don't care.
No problem. You had the story wrong.
Exactly, right? Me and JP.
Well, I just asked you and you clarified.
JP loves it over. Ask him if he love it over there. Ask him.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't care. See, here's the thing. Like, Art, promise you, trust you. Like, and you probably don't know my inner thoughts and motivation clearly. What you just said, I want you to be quiet for 1 second.
Hey, Yakub, I thought you was cool.
Don't comment to these niggas in the chat, bro. You fucked up the conversation here, bro. Don't pay no attention. Right?
It's weird. It's weird how niggas turn into.
Why you focus the chat?
Hold on, this is the internet. All right. I should have put Vanta down. All right, bro. You keep responding to people that's getting you off your mark. Yeah. Same people coming in your chat fucking with you. And they come over here and they say, man, that fucking Art banned me. Man, I don't really ban people. I think the only person I have banned was
you create Gotham and you just mic off Trump. What he did for Trump before you read a link. I'm not. No.
Hold on. Let me stop.
Hey, John. We was having a full conversation to you about this.
Like,
I just don't. That's just weird.
All right. I don't even remember. Me guys, matter of fact, I do remember.
How did I come up?
So I'll tell you. So, I mean, maybe I call it bitch. That's the probably part. I forget what I was saying, but I forget what I was saying. But at least you watching.
You only got
no problem. Shit, I don't give a fuck about that.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Can I give a shout out before I leave?
Yeah. Thought about RLM, Nexus. Let me stop you right here. I'm trying to steal RLM and Nexus. He like, listen to
RLM, Blue Jay. Before you gonna get this whole
his business, you gotta be like, hey nigga, at least you watching.
You got 5 minutes before you gonna get this whole shit.
Oh yeah,
shout out Nazis, RLM, Blue Jay, Here for the Tea, Mo Love. Damn, what's the woman I'm missing on my channel? Because you probably gonna recruit them too.
Blue Jay, have I ever recruited you over here?
No, I don't even feel like I'm on there. I'm not part of their channel either. I just go on there sometimes. I just go on panels. I go on DJ Witch Doctor sometimes. I go on Orthodox guys, teas. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't understand that really, but I don't know if I've never felt like that.
You know, and again, if you were to go talk to JP was saying, yo, man, other than the last time I talked to John, he has been on my panel. I have not been on his panel. John ain't reached out to me directly or indirectly trying to get me on his channel. Like, I've never tried to recruit anyone, you know, and
right.
you know, but I wanted to have a conversation with JP, but I don't want to build my channel where people are sending cash apps for dates for JP to take over. What the hell?
I feel bad for JP. I definitely must have a lag because I keep noticing we're talking. Okay, I'll just mute for a minute.
No, go ahead. No, I want to hear what you have to say. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. I was just saying that I feel bad for JP. I feel like that would be kind of awkward to be like talked about, like, but I don't know. It's just strange a little bit. I guess.
Well, what do you think is strange?
Just as though you'll be betraying somebody if you go somewhere else when you really don't benefit from it and don't have like an agreed upon, arrangement or like loyalty. I don't know. It's weird. I feel kind of bad for JP in those situations because he doesn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but he's probably thinking, what the hell?
Yeah, like there are people that have been here. Stanley has a channel, HB has a channel. People are going to do what they want to do. You can't really control them. You just have to take advantage of the time that you have with them to benefit your channel if they're willing to come up there.
Right.
But I definitely have not been trying to steal anyone or lure anyone from this panel. I think it would look weird if they were over here, after what we talked about. So it's interesting. I think it's really kind of how people view the world very small. Because, in this great big YouTube world, I'm trying to steal somebody from him. Who? One person?
Yeah.
That's kind of
like Steal Your Girl, Mr. Steal Your Girl or something. Yeah. And also JP has his own channel. So
he has his own channel too. Shout out to Abiola, $2. Shout out to Vanta to not make UK as Malmo Sweden. Someone said they feel bad for J. I'm assuming he said JP is hilarious. Hope you. Well,
to be put in that talked about like that, right? And you're on the panel, like you want to. I don't know what he wants to say, but it just seems awkward. But yeah, that's how I meant it. I mean,
the thing is, what's very interesting actually. And it's probably just where my mind goes on these things, and so I always see the loss in opportunity. Someone like him, he's on welfare. That's what they. I'm just using his words, not mine. They say he's on welfare. He says it himself, and he is somewhat used as somewhat of a laughing stock, right? If you say that, but he goes on these panels, and clearly he brings something, right? Who can disagree with that? And so from that standpoint,
right.
And he's black. Many of these people are pro-blackity black, right? Many of them are. It's not a stretch of the imagination if you had any kind of creative juices flowing and say, hey, man, couldn't we use JP to pull him up out of welfare and maybe have a little bit for ourselves left over? Possible, right? He said maybe Anton Daniels reached out to him, but he said Fatty made a lot of money off of him. He said, I think he even said maybe 6 figures off of him. But no one was able to pull him up off of welfare, out of welfare, or came up with any kind of, hey, JP, you the content and I'm the video, audio guy, and we make this shit happen. Instead, they sink down to the lowest common denominator of just using him, and in that vein, they need him to stay on welfare for content.
That's interesting.
It's very interesting.
It is.
That's very interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think they focused on the positives, like as being a good father, right? Because they supposedly, I mean, it's a self-reported study, but it says like black men are the most active fathers, and Asian men reported themselves as the least active fathers, which is interesting. But so that's something that's a source of pride. So you'd think the fact
Asians really
children that would be promoted and like applauded, but it isn't because.
Well, I think talking about fatherhood is not going to be something that blacks want to come and definitely not send out super chats, and they definitely don't want to hear that shit from JP telling them the virtues of fatherhood when many of them, when many of them, even if he's right, when many of them kind of use him as a way to exalt themselves above him. He's welfare. He's this. He's that. Sean, I don't know what this level 1. I don't know what that is. But anyway, so
I do.
That's kind of an interesting dynamic there.
Right, but I guess even when you're supposedly quote unquote above somebody, usually if you're like you said, if you're trying to help them, you would point out the positives and then also make maybe some suggestions of ways to improve. But you think it's being willing to step up and date the kids, you would applaud that first and then say now you got to get up so you're not relying on the system or whatever.
But I don't think that makes for good content. If you were to poll the audience on JP, when JP comes, they want some action. They don't want to hear him talking about he took his children to school today and how he's a good father. They'll wear that shit. For the action, nigga, you went to the welfare office today. What they say? You slip and fall in the store. What they say? That's what the people want. You can buy it. And but I think that with all these creative minds, they should be able to look at him. They're able to work with him. Clearly, Art says JP likes coming over to their panel. Well, figure out a way to level up. That would be, my take on it. Because he brings something that you guys don't have. Make 1 + 1 = 3.
Well, there's just so many consenting parties in that interaction that you mentioned. The one about paying him to entertain for 4 hours. It's like the person that sent the money is kind of, in my opinion, a little bit audacious. And then for it to be just completely accepted as though that's common protocol by the house. And I'm not trying to be too critical. I'm not trying to get beef with anybody, but I was actually putting that in the chat anyways, so I was already kind of the bad guy that day. But I was saying why would anybody give him some of the money, right? And that wasn't the common sentiment. But I thought that was just crazy and I thought it was very gracious of him to even entertain it. Right? He could have been like, "Okay, I gotta go."
I need the money. I want some of that money, right? That's a pretty big super chat. And again,
4 hours is a lot of time to ask someone to just volunteer.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't like before. As soon as he came up here, I sent him $200, and once he was here, I'm sorry.
I think that's really respectable.
Right, and once he was here for about another hour, so I think I sent him another $50. And again, it wasn't for views or anything like that. You know, I've been talking about it for a while. You know, from the angle that I was looking at him, seeing how he was content to people that don't have a lot of content, and partly that is due to his unrestricted nature. And so that's what I found interesting about it. But you know, and then the fact that they got super chats and for that and did not offer him any of that. That says something. Yeah.
Yeah, that part was interesting. It was almost like it didn't even cross the mind or something. But I mean, I don't know that it was Art's responsibility to do that because he didn't get that. But he didn't seem to like really see the problem with it either at first. But I think he did after you talked to him. But I really enjoyed that conversation you guys had. It was cool that he came up there and
Yeah.
you guys were able to shoot the shit a little bit and just kind of I don't know. I thought it was a good show.
Yeah, no, it was a good conversation too. You know, because to be arguing and stuff like that with someone, I don't think that's very productive. You know, he may have come in a little hot, but you know, that's not going to be very entertaining as opposed to seeing what's going on here. And I don't think he has any problems with me. I don't have any problems with him. So
yeah,
he'll probably come back up some more.
Yep. Well, anyway, okay. Well, I'll hop down. I know you got to get out of here, so
I should pop up on this channel one night when he's up there by himself, and they'll probably be surprised. So,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay,
Blue Jay was there. Blue Jay was there when I brought one of my hoes on. You wasn't there, nigga.
Okay. No, she was pretty. I thought. She had like a good figure. I can't really see her face, but people were hating.
Yeah, I couldn't. I can't. I'm not going to show her face, Blue Jay. You know that.
Well, I know. I'm
one of the things I would say is this: before you go, Blue Jay, and this is one of the things. And I've talked to some people offline, like be brave. And I'll say this: I am really, really amazed that so few of these people have not put their heads together. It really makes me like, and this probably is why I was so focused on Bob. And again, I'm not talking about Bob, but to go through the rigmarole of getting monetized, no matter how fast it takes you, you got to do it, right? And for that period of time, you're working for YouTube, and then you hit the first milestone. Okay, 500. Then you got to get the watch hours. You'll see Stanley over there, he's streaming. He says, I got the watch hours, but I don't have the subscribers. So now you got to get either one of the two, the subscribers or the watch hours. That's for the 500. Then you said, well, I want to really get the 1,000 so I can get ads on your videos. So that may take you a little bit longer. You're grinding, trying to get to the full monetization. It's 1,000 subscribers, whatever your watch time hours. I don't know what it is. And it's like, but some of the same people on the same panels, right?
Instead of co-streaming or something, you mean?
Right. And so it's like, okay, this guy monetized over here. I'm gonna start a new stream and I'm gonna do all that monetization hustle, and then we all gonna be on each other's panels all day. Right? YouTube got both of y'all basically reinventing the wheel. This guy invented the wheel. Now you go reinvent the wheel. Understand? And over it goes. So, and that is what's interesting. Again, if it were like totally different topics, I can understand. But it's some of this is more or less a lot of overlap. And in software, when I see overlap, I'm like, this is too much redundant code here. We got to simplify things. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like this excess, like, yeah, overlapping. Yeah, it's interesting.
And I think, the content would be better. It wouldn't be as redundant.
I know exactly. Say 2 or 3 like topics, like
you
with no solution ever.
You go on CT, they're talking about the Charlie Kirk. Then you go on Bob. Well, it's the same fucking people on CT talking about Charlie Kirk again.
Yeah, true. I'm one of those people. I'm guilty party.
And I'm not criticizing. Don't get me wrong. I'm just observing, right? And you know, I don't know. There's got to be a way to reduce some of that redundancy because YouTube is winning off of the redundancy.
Right. So you're saying get bigger results when you collaborate versus like, okay, you got 1,000 views, you got 1,000 views. Whereas if we got together, we could maybe have exponentially got 5,000 views.
Right. Like, let me explain something to you. The whole YouTube monetization shit is a hustle in and of itself. Trust me. The reason why I know from a software perspective, it'll be nothing for them to turn on monetization as soon as you come out the gate. It costs them nothing to provide the software for super chat facilities. Costs them nothing. But they said, we're going to make you go out here and create content on your channel that we'll be able to monetize until you get to monetization level. We'll cut you in on a little bit. Right? That's how it works. And they
making you invest time so that you're more committed, like you're kind of.
And all the content that people orphan, YouTube owns that shit. YouTube can make use of it. They can run ads on it. If I stopped today and just left all my videos up on YouTube, you think they would still be running ads on it?
Mm-hmm.
They would.
Yep.
They maybe they try to contact me, say, hey, we got a check for you for 50 cents. Or maybe not. But they're making more than 50 cents. They're making more than 50 cents off all these super chats and things like that. But it is like to stretch you out, to make you, put a lot into it while they're earning money 100%.
Right.
And then once you get to 500, you think they'd be able to turn on all the features at that point. What does it cost them? They make money off super chats. And I guarantee you the processing power to process a super chat probably costs about less than a penny. Right? The software where you got to hit a server and say, hey, process this payment. That's not costing them a lot. Then they're holding the money for 30 days.
30% too, right?
Right. But the biggest point is they have 30 days of float.
Mm-hmm.
You know what float is?
Interest and investment.
Super chat here. YouTube is gonna hold that for 30 days.
Like the government, the IRS.
That, right? So again, when it behoove them to just start super chats for everybody right out the gate?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They want you to basically be so invested in it. And you know who gets probably really screwed over are people that go viral off of something immediately because they don't have enough subscribers or watch hours, so they're not monetized. But like, maybe it's watch hours, but they don't have the subs, or vice versa. Those and so they don't get paid for any of that, right?
Mm-hmm. I've seen so many people again, I'm just calling names of people I know, not picking on you. Rosger has a channel, but she contributes to CT.
Yeah.
Here for the T has a channel. She contributes, to Bob's channel, whatever. They're all kind of doing the same thing. They have panels. Maybe one is a little bit different. T plays music. But they're all kind of doing the same thing. There has to be somebody saying, like, guys, if we could just get together, CT's got the monetize. We could stream on there and get it going. That way I ain't got to go get monetized, and Roz girl ain't got to get monetized, and here for the T ain't got to get monetized. They can all just keep it cranking and see. Maybe they could have deal with CT. Hey, CT, I cut you in on some of them super chats, right? Cut me in on some super chats. I'm on your platform. Maybe you cut me in on 50% of after you. I don't know. It's something you could do. A creative mind.
That's not how the world works now, John. Especially like I understand what you're trying to say, but listen, there is
hold on. If you don't do it, you're gonna keep bumping your head up against big companies who are creating rules designed for their success. Right? They probably have schemed this shit out, and everybody's gonna keep trying to create their own channel, and we just throw a yard marker out there that most of them will never reach.
But that's the thing is with that, John, you know, nowadays everybody is independent. You know, interdependence is not how things work as far as camaraderie. You know, back in the days it was bands. I mean, this even applies to music now. Everybody puts a camera in their face and they are the main attraction. They don't know how to get together as a group and build anything nowadays. And I think that a lot of that stuff is propaganda because, you know, people used to actually get together back in the day. And after 2020, when everybody social distanced themselves, you can see the I'm independent, I don't need nobody. That's
Like,
with men and women. That's not, you know.
Someone says, I think they're using their channels for different purposes. Most of them most people are doing panels, or they're doing react videos, or a combination thereof, right? Those aren't really different channels.
But panels do help.
That could be
certain things, though.
That could be programming on one channel, right? It could be programming. Think about this. Hold on. Think about this, right? You remember in the gold rush, who made the money? Does anyone remember in the gold rush who made the money?
It'd be the processors, like they're the what do you call it? The people that melt it down and
Levi Strauss and the people that sold the pickaxe are the people that made the money, correct? They're the ones still around. Like ain't nobody paying them for gold, but Levi's and pickaxes and shit is still being sold. The pickaxes of this YouTube streaming is StreamYards. All these people, man, they making good money. They making good money because think about it. I got a StreamYard. I used to pay $300 a month. CT has a StreamYard. Bob has a StreamYard. That's where the money is. That's the pickaxe. Hey, everybody else, we're down here paying for gold. But the people with the software, because that shit scales. Right? StreamYard has more customers than all of us combined have viewers.
Yeah.
And subscribers. So again, all of us are buying pickaxes.
Well, anytime you have a monthly membership subscription, it's a residual income. So, you know, when you're on like a subscription based business, you have continuously new customers. Like, yeah, that's the ideal business model.
Yeah, no, you know, and subscription is a software. Like, let me show you before I get out of here.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's StreamYards or YouTube Premium sometimes, or, you know, things like that.
Let me show you something.
I'm about to go grab some coffee, man.
Oh, it's early for you, right?
Well, I've been up, but I usually start my day with coffee, meaning if I'm gonna get going and, you know, like I just been chilling. You feel me?
Yeah,
But,
I'll head out soon.
I'm about to get some coffee and then probably do my hair before I go meet this man. But yeah, I'm just trying to be better, man. You know, I've been playing a lot more drums, John. I'm trying to leave the game alone, man. It's hard though.
You trying to quit?
I'm trying to play drums. That's all I want to do.
I heard that.
I mean, I've done it before. It's just, you know, I had got custody of my daughter a few years back. She with her mom now. When she turned 13, we got into it a little bit. So, but she's 16, turning about to be 17. So she got like another year and she's gonna be grown. And, you know, I've finally got my fire, my passion back in music, you know, because when I had custody of her, I just like went full-time dad, you know what I mean? Got a job and, you know, all that stuff. But
you have to do it sometimes.
I did it for her. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I was able to maintain life, you know, and all that. But I just got the passion back again. Man.
Yeah, let me show you something here before you go. Well, yeah, I know you got to go. I got to get ready to get out of here too. A subscription software model, often implemented in C# for back-end logic and application development, involves users paying a recurring fee for access to a software product or service. Software, again, is not like an engine or a motor. It doesn't wear out. It just keeps going on and on and on. So it's very profitable. And so this differs from a one-time purchase model by providing continuous access as long as the subscription is active. And again, it's one of the more profitable business models now, and it's primarily a software, a concept more or less in software there, where you ever heard of like subscribing to an RSS feed or something like that? So it has to be they're updating. So when a new article is published, you get updated, and that's a subscription. You know, it used to be free, like if you're on the news feed or something like that. So the subscription model software.
Yeah, it's definitely the ideal, like I said, ideal business model, because your income can continue to grow without any additional effort on your part. It's not just a one-time sale and you got to build a new table and then sell that table, build a table, sell that one. It's like you did the work once, like you said, and then it continues to pay more and more.
Right. And those are the pickaxes of the streamer world. And again, you think about how many redundant streaming channels, like when I kicked Stanley off my channel, initially he could stream from my StreamYard to his channel. I mean, he didn't have to pay StreamYard. When I kicked him off of my panel because he couldn't behave, now he's got to go pay StreamYard. That's the way it works. So the people that are paying for gold, there's one more guy here paying for gold, and he's got to go to StreamYard for the pickaxe. And that's the way that works. Someone says, why was Stanley? Man, the way Stanley behaved, particularly that last day when I had, I was talking about this old black man. He was just, he was a terrible, he really behaved in a very bad way. Wait, God, you call it? No, I use C#. I mean, I've used Python, but mostly C# in my career. That's what he said there, C#, right?
Yeah, I think that's
C#. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, I always say, man, software is software. The syntax can be a little different here or there. But if someone says, hey, I need a wrapper model for this functionality of this remote control, we're creating a new remote control based off of a basic remote control, but it's going to basically do everything and something additional. That's a wrapper model. It doesn't matter what language it is. You got to be able to see the pattern, and because they're not going to describe it to you like that. They're going to describe it and say, hey, we're taking this remote control and adding some features to it. And then you figure out how to write the software where they can add additional features easily without having to tear down the software. One of the biggest problems, you remember, anyone remember this company where you could pick up cars and drop them off? You can rent them for like the hour. Was it Zipcar?
Toro?
No, Zipcar. So Zipcar, they built their code more or less with a pickup drop off at the same location. And so it was very difficult to now code drop it off anywhere. It take a whole reworking of their system the way it was written there. And so that's why it was very difficult for them to shift to drop off at a different location, because their software it was kind of rigid in that it was written to drop it off where you picked it up at. So that's interesting. Anyway, guys, I have to get out of here. Make sure you hit the like button. We're going to be at DuPont Circle today. That is the plan.
Hey, what you got planned for today, Blue Jay?
I'm just doing mostly stuff around my house, cleaning, getting organized.
How come you don't never go live?
I just don't really ever feel like it. I don't know.
Because I tried to subscribe because I thought you was gonna go live, but you never do.
Yeah, I
You
might.
can't. Once you
Okay.
get started, what would you talk about anyway, Blue Jay?
I talk about like I had a series on does science reveal evidence of a creator, and I did like a 3-part on the Unabomber, and I did like this serial killer truck driving long haul truck drivers series, and I don't know, just random animal science, philosophy, stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you come
But,
up with your?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how do you come up with your topics there?
Typically, just what I'm researching or interested at the time. Once I feel like I have enough information, then I like to do a stream. I think I've been gathering information for like human migration and as far as like haplogroups and things like that. Then I've been trying to talk myself into doing it just to share the information. But sometimes I'm lazy. I'm like, well, I already know it, so I mean, who cares? But I kind of feel like I should put it together. So I may do something one of these days.
You should. You definitely should. All right, I gotta get out of here, guys. Yeah, look. Be on the lookout. Do punts. We'll be out there for probably 3 hours today. So it should be fun. Should be. And I think they have a do punt at night tonight. So there'll probably be a lot of people out there. Hey, Art, are you coming out there? You should come out, man. Are you in town? Artifacts. I know you're in not Earth, but Artifacts. If you're in town, man, you want to meet up with me, I'll be at DuPont Circle at some point this afternoon. Everyone.
Okay, some water. All right, John. I'll check out. I'll watch for your show later.
Nigga, this weed is strong, nigga.
You're a tough guy. I'll see you tonight. Brother.
Like John don't be coughing, so I know his weed is mediocre, nigga.
I don't need to.
What kind of weed you be smoking? You be smoking them pre-rolls, huh?
Nah, I roll my own pre-roll.
You do? Oh, okay. I was just
yeah. What's that? Hey, shout out to Abiola, man. He's a constant supporter here. Is that Canadian? $2 Canadian. Blue Jay is the E2 haplogroup.
Hey, if you smoke my weed, John, you gonna be sleep, nigga.
Well, I might need somebody to send me something. I'm up all day, all night sometimes.
Yeah, well, you smoke sativa probably. That's why.
Yeah, probably so.
Because indica will put you on your back, nigga. Yeah. Every time I smoke with people, they be like, nigga, how do you smoke like that? That type of weed.
If you ever in,
I don't know. It just gets me going, nigga. I'll be ready to, like, I don't know. I'll be ready to play drums. I get creative. I start talking and shit.
Hey, we're gonna talk football this morning, man. Get the picks again. That's my plan anyway.
Well, okay. Well, you know, my team is Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? I know we ain't doing that great right now, but we just getting off to a slow start. That's all.
What are they in there? 1-1 or 0-1? They're 0-1.
0-1. We lost.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and we got to play the Eagles, and they beat the shit out of us the last.
Wait a minute, y'all play the Eagles Sunday?
Tomorrow.
Ooh, that's a rough game. Damn, that's a rough
1:30.
So you playing them in Philadelphia then?
Yeah.
Sounds like an East Coast game. Okay, 1:30. Wow. Okay, yeah, that should be a decent game right there. Who you betting to win on that one?
Say that again.
Who you betting to win on that one? If you had to spend your last dollar betting on a team.
On that one, I mean, I'm always gonna go with my team. You know what I mean?
You think they can pull it off?
I think that they got something to prove. Like they got to win this game. If they don't win this game, we're gonna be 0-2, and we ain't had that record in a long time. But we have 3 injured players right now that we need. So there's a lot of like hurt players and stuff like that. But we went through that last year and we made it to the Super Bowl. So, you know, hopefully they can get their wheels turning, get some passion, get that dog, that fight back in them, because they wasn't looking like, you know, the thing about the Chiefs is, man, we always been that team people been scared to play, especially nowadays. But I think with the Super Bowl, how bad we got beat, like we got beat pretty bad, right? And there was a lot of different factors because of that. We try to fix that. But if you're trying to fix something, it's not just going to happen overnight. I think it's just something that's a work in progress, right? So that's why I think they're just going off to a slow start. But as far as my team, I'm going to always bet on my team.
It should be
but
interesting.
The Eagles are a very good team.
Eagles at home. It's going to be a tough one.
And they always going to try to throw it in the middle. If you watch the game, they're going to be trying to throw it in the middle because that's our breakdown. That's where we having problems at, is the middle of the field. So their receivers are going to catch on us all day until they fix that problem. And we let go 2 of our best corners. And we had Reed and we had Sneed. Sneed went to the Titans and Reed went to the Saints or something like
my
that.
mom was telling me that Kelsey is opening up a restaurant, him and Mahomes. So it's supposed to be a really fancy restaurant. They're taking reservations. They may be.
Yeah, they got one in Kansas City called it's called 8715 or 1587 or some shit.
So they may be a little distracted with some off the field things. That may be what has them kind of in a slump the last 6 months or so from the Super Bowl, all that. But yo, man, let me get out of here so I can get ready for the street interviews here, guys. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Once again, thanks to everyone else to the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's labor of love here, but I do appreciate the support. Thanks again for everyone. This nigga high as a motherfucker, by the way. Let me go fast forward. I am the nigga young dog. This high ass nigga.
They don't dance no more. It's all about the lean. Back in the day, crack was jumping on the scene. Now they slumped on the sidewalk. Can't talk. Golden era faded, but we still feel the rock. They used to be kings, now they lost in the scheme. Popping them bottles, throwing money, living dreams. Now they zoned out and mumbling, fumbling. No rhythm in the city, the whole shit crumbling. They used to rock the house, they was riding through the streets. Remember there was dancing, sliding to the beat. Now it's poison in their veins, ain't no pulse on the street. Guess it's over now, they accepted the back in the day, the rock had them wild and free. Different story now, they got no energy. New drugs got them slow with the hit unload. Out close and they don't dance no more. Block used to be jumping, type shit they was on. Now it's lights out, guess the thrill is gone.
I am the nigga. I bring it to your rough, rugged, and raw, nigga.
They don't dance no more, it's all about the codeine. Back in the day, they was rocking on the scene. Even dancing in the rain. Now they nodding off. Shit just don't hit the same.
I am that nigga.